Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you doing? Happy Friday, chat. Hope you guys are doing super good today. We are going to kick things right off into some more Kerbal Space Program. Is that my... Oh, that is, right? That's not my green screen, is it? No, I don't think it is. I'll put my green screen closer just in case. I don't think it is. There we go. Yeah, it's just the microphone. Okay. Anyways, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. So tonight, going to be doing hopefully some rapid styles of missions. I want to do 2 of our community submitted payloads. One of them probably Snackless's first crew resupply to low Kerbal orbit station. And then we also need to either send, well, we should probably send one to Minmus as well. That's the idea. We already have people up on station, are actually on the surface of Minmus, and we got to do a crew resupply. All right, chat. So I think that's the case. So let's first figure out where we left things off with our low Kerbal orbit station. What's up, Naps? How are you? So we want to go to Capstone Station. And let's see if we have an actual docking port that is open. We definitely should, because we expanded the station a couple streams ago. So we definitely should have an open docking port. Oh, actually we have no crew supply modules up here. So that's actually good. So yeah, we can actually send potentially even 2 of those tonight, depending on how fast we can do them. Because I also want to get back into developing our guidance, navigation, and control algorithms in Python to control our rockets in KSP, because gosh dang it, chat, it is now time to fully get to our reusable Falcon 9 landings, and who knows, maybe the ultimate goal is a super heavy catch. I have no idea how we're going to do that, or if that's even remotely possible with the game limitations that we have at hand, but you know what, maybe we just try, you know? Maybe we just try. We know off the bat right now with our very simplified avionics that we developed for our DCX hopper, we can get within like 100 to 150 meters of our targeted landing zone. That's definitely nowhere near close enough for a booster catch, but you know, we're getting closer to where we can actually do Falcon 9 landings, right? Falcon 9 needs like, I don't know, what is that, like 100 feet by 100, so like 30 square meters of room to land roughly if we think about like a drone ship. So, you know, we're getting into that realm-ish, just, you know, off the rip without actually doing any sort of really low level guidance, navigation, and control. We'll see. He's finally back to Python and I'm heading on vacation. Names, don't worry, it'll all be on YouTube for you to view at your leisure. Also, it's probably going to be a long-term project, so you'll probably come back and we'll still be doing it. But yes, that is the goal. And Warlock coming in here for 44 Kerbal years of support. Much love to you, Warlock. How are you doing? Starting the stream off on a positive note. But also, by the way, Names, enjoy your flight and enjoy your vacation. I'm sure it's much needed. That's awesome. I finally get to see a coding stream. Can't wait. There you go. We'll see. We'll get into it. We will get into it. Okay, so we know that we have 2 docking ports open. We have 2 missions that we could do. So let's do that first, yeah? So that way we can extend their crew time, because how long have they been up here? 76 days. I think that's what accounts for these people, just this crew. Actually, we can look at our handy dandy flight log and figure out just when that started. So that'll be here. Capstone Expedition 3 was back on the 30th of September, launching on year 2 331. So 76 days. All right, cool. So yeah, we definitely need to do a crew resupply. Otherwise, they have to come home like right now. So 200 days actual with Crisp mission 1-2. So that extended their daylight, or their time on orbit capability to 200 days. If we do it again, that'll bump up to 300 days. So we might as well go ahead and do one more, and that should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and do that. Back to the Space Center, and let's get our snackless supply mission going on. I'm still giddy about the booster catch. Me too. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's right, chat. We also have our new, where is it? There it is. We also have our new camera, VAB mounted camera, so we can watch our launches from. That'll be interesting to see how that plays. I'm actually kind of excited for that. Anywho, let's see what we can do here. You need to go to probably the space plane hangar, so I can actually get Snackless's vehicle out. I'm probably going to do a test flight because Snackless's vehicle, for whatever reason, is very finicky with this launcher. So I want to do a test just to make sure we're good to go, and then we'll revert, and then we'll launch it for our operational mission. So let's go ahead and get Snackless's crew resupply out. Started with an L, if I'm not mistaken. LTVP1, I believe is what it was, right? Yes, pretty sure that's what it was. Babcam, yeah, Babcam. Yeah, man, English is hard tonight, chat. You know, not that it's not hard every night, but yep, this is the resupply module that we're going to be sending on its way. So that looks fine. So that will drop that part, and then engine ignition. Okay, cool. Where's the center mass on this thing? Oh, wow. Okay. For a second, I thought this actually had engine out capability, but it doesn't. I was going to be like, Snackless went over and above, but no, not quite. Not quite. But it's also got plenty of monoprop, so arguably it could still do just monoprop systems. What's the mass of this thing? 13.5 metric tons, so it'll take a good amount of Delta V to get that into orbit for our small launch vehicle. But let's go ahead and switch editor, bring out our extended fairing Minerva launch vehicle, and we'll do a test flight. We'll be seeing a catch attempt of both. Yeah, like I said before, I don't think it really makes sense for them to necessarily do a catch attempt until they hit Starship 2. Right, Starship 2.0, the next iteration of Starship that's going to be stretched and, you know, new tiles and all that sort of stuff. I don't think it makes sense to do a catch attempt until they have that. But we'll see. We'll certainly see. They already have IFT 6's license. So Flight Test 6 is already licensed under the Flight Test 5 license. So we don't have to worry about FAA regulations slowing this next launch down. The average turnaround time right now with FAA regulations is around 3 to 4 months. If you go back to Flight Test 1, Flight Test 2, Flight Test 3, Flight Test 4, and now Flight Test 5, it's basically averaged between 3 and 4 months. So we could potentially see Flight Test 6 be like around Christmas time, which would be pretty insane. Able to make orbit? What, Starship or this vehicle? This vehicle should be able to make orbit. Minerva, no, that's the Minerva Flight Ready. I want the extended fairing version. Or actually, do I have an extended fairing version for Minerva? I don't. That's for max service, so it should be this version that I want, right? Yeah. Very good. Very good. Very good. I think catching V1 can let them know how close they are to the limit of the chopsticks. Like I said, they can definitely get science return out of it, data return, whatever you want to call it. It could definitely be useful. I just don't know if they need to, because the dynamics of Starship 2 are going to be different anyways. Not drastically different, but it is going to be a scaled up version of the vehicle with different control and things. So I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things where I can see it going either way. Personally, I kind of hope they wait for 6. Sorry, for 7, Flight Test 7 at least, but certainly by no means do they have to do that. Starship is currently orbit capable. Yeah, without payload, it can definitely make orbit, but like without anything. All right, seems good. That's going to be our launch vehicle. I like it. Let's go ahead and save that. Minerva. Load up our snack list from the SPH. LTVP1 merge. And then we want that primary attachment point to be at the bottom. If it isn't already, it's not. So let's go ahead and make that the primary attachment point. Go there. Hopefully it's not going to get in the way of the camera. Of course it is, because why wouldn't it? Okay. What do I want to do here? We could move it down, but I'm afraid it might get in the way of that fairing. Actually, it might be fine as is. Yeah, it actually might be fine as is. Yeah, we can bring that all the way down, actually. I think. I hope. Something like that. For this flight, have a different camera mount. That should be okay. Changing things is fine, right, chat? Mid-flight? Totally okay. You know what? We could just get rid of the camera. I'm kind of thinking we just get rid of the camera for this flight. We can add it back later. All right, save it. Like Miyagi said, beginner's luck. Yeah, somebody, I can't remember who it was from SpaceX, but basically said it was on point. Whatever that means, you know. You know, they said, we talked about this before on the actual live stream, that they said sub-meter accuracy on the first, on IFT-4 booster soft water landing. I don't know how they calculate that. And there's a difference, right? We talked about this. There's a difference between accuracy and precision. Just because you hit the bullseye the first time doesn't mean that your overall distribution of possible landing accuracy is really clustered. It could be very spread out. But clearly with Super Heavy, no, that was fine. Clearly with Super Heavy, it was fine. But yeah, Starship will be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how Starship can do the catch on the catch tower because it belly flops, and they actually have to propulse their engines in order to help it flip over, so it actually carries some forward momentum during its flip maneuver. So it'll be interesting to see how they line that up for a catch attempt. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild to see. That'll be totally different from Booster, right? Booster was able to come in basically, you know, straight into it, and then, you know, it had enough gimbal and a low enough thrust to weight ratio where it could actually maneuver over. I don't think Starship can do that. And Starship's gonna basically be doing this. It's gonna fly in sideways as it's pitching up, and it'll have to then be here and then try and land. So it'll be, that will be truly wild. That will be unreal to see. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do our checklist here. All looking good. That's fine. That's fine. Don't want that to happen. That would be bad. Okay. And wait, what is that? Wait, what are you? Oh no, I don't actually want that to happen. That's fine. That can go at the same time. That goes. Yeah. And in fact, we'll probably just put that down. All right, let's go ahead and save that. Go ahead and launch it. And let's load up our VS Code, get our Python out, and we'll see what we can do. Just got here. Is that a full fairing rocket? It is a full fairing rocket, just about. We used a lot of fairings. We have one fairing at the bottom, cruise, face downward to give us like the boat tail around the engines, and then we have another fairing right on top of that, facing the opposite way. Here, I'll show you. So. We have one fairing at the bottom turned upside down to give us this, actually I can switch to this camera view. There it is. So we have one fairing at the bottom to give us this conic section here around the engines. And then we have one fairing down there pointing up. That creates the entire first stage rocket body. And then we do the same thing for the upper stage. So the upper stage is also made out of two fairings, one pointing down, one pointing up. And then we have another fairing to actually create the fairing that separates. So yeah, lots of fairings here to get the really clean body look. Indeed. A lot of fairing trickery. Circular error probable. Half your shots land inside the circle. Yeah, exactly. Is Starship V2 alone enough to give it meaningful payload, or does it also need Raptor version 3? Probably a little bit of both, but yeah, Starship, the stretched Starship is supposed to actually give it some capability for payload. Yeah. Also, after seeing it perform a catch, I started disliking the Chopsticks nickname. It does the engineering of that system injustice. I like Mechzilla more, for sure. Mechzilla, absolutely. Did you guys see during the live stream? I pointed it out during our IFT5 coverage. They had animations as well as merchandise that had basically a Godzilla form catching Booster because their system's name is Mechzilla. It's pretty good. What's up, Badger? How are you doing? I've always thought the difference between a rocket and a missile is that a missile is guided and a rocket isn't. So since the rocket is technically guided, doesn't that mean it's actually a missile? Badger, yeah. That's why all spaceflight systems, whether they have ordnance on them or not, are, at least in the United States, classified under ITAR, which is the arms regulations. Because, yeah, you can basically take a rocket and just put some sort of ordnance on it and it becomes a intercontinental ballistic missile. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, a missile, and this is a missile, essentially. I mean, that's why most early, very early rockets actually were derived from intercontinental ICBMs. They were actually derived from that. You had like Titan, for example. You had Atlas, which was ICBM derived. Yeah, all the early ones were ICBMs. Yeah, 100%. They're essentially missiles, just without a payload, or just without a ordnance payload, and designed to go to orbit. They target orbit and not the ground. In fact, funny enough, if you guys didn't know this, the Titan, the early Titan launch vehicles, in their guidance, navigation, and control algorithm, actually had the ability from the ground to upload like a mission to it, and the mission would literally be target space or target ground. And that would classify what Titan's trajectory would fly. Yeah, literally it was like, Titan, you are going to target space this time, you're not going to target a ground target, which is kind of crazy to think about. What's up, Nulty? How are you? Tried this once. It does look very clean and more realistic, but a lot more dry mass. Yeah, it definitely adds dry mass 100%. There's no getting around that for sure. You're gonna earn the nickname the Fairing King. I like to use fairings. I think there's some other people in the KSP community that probably rightly deserve that name. They have a lot of really good launch vehicle designs on Kerbal, and they're all fairings, but definitely take inspiration from that. The difference between a tool and a weapon is intent. Yeah, whether it's a hammer or a missile. That's very true, yeah, indeed. Dual use technology. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. Even some wiring harnesses are covered under ITAR. I didn't know that. I mean, pretty much anything and everything can fall under ITAR. It honestly, like, the reason why ITAR regulations have such broad language is so that way the government can come in and basically say anything is ITAR restricted, and it's all up to, at that point, you take it to the courts, and then, you know, the reviewers of the ITAR regulations can then deem it, yeah, this is definitely ITAR, or no, this is definitely not ITAR. But pretty much it's so broad that it depends on the interpretation of the person actually reviewing it, you know? Change to Twitch because there's more people. Hey, fair enough, Cruz, fair enough. How do you make a flyback second stage? Ooh, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. A flyback, so you actually want it to have wings and fly. Well, then at that point, you just take your second stage and add wings to it, and then it can quite literally fly. Kind of like a shuttle, right? Like you basically make your second stage like a space shuttle that has wings on it. We've done that before in a last save in order to reuse our upper stage. You know, there's a lot of different ways. You can go the route of Stoke Aerospace, who's a real live company. They are developing a system that has a heat shield that has transpiration cooling. Actually, it's not transpiration cooling, but they cycle propellant near the wall of their heat shield forebody to keep it cold as it's going through re-entry. It's pretty interesting tech. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. Yeah, something like Stoke, exactly. What's the mission for this vessel? We're going to do a crew resupply mission to our low carbon orbit station. That's what we're doing. All right, speaking of chat, let's go ahead and do it. Oh, nice. Mac Serva, and we're gonna launch it all autonomously under some Python control trickery. I need to get the payload liquid fuel. We'll get that. Target inclination 0 looks fine. All that looks fine. Let's go into here. Aim camera. How much fuel does this thing have on board? If I can find it, right? All right, so we have 180. All right, so it's going to be 180. All right, anything else in the tank here? We have this one, which is going to be another 180. Oops, wrong tab. So it's going to be 2 times 180, right? That's 2 different tanks, 180, 180. Very nice. That's not used. We haven't, wait, is that the same one? There's no way. Gosh dang it, chat. You know what I should just do? Instead of doing that, I should smarten up and say liquid fuel, tag that. So that we have this one that's obviously in the payload, that's in the payload, that we don't care about, that's in the payload. That's in the payload, that we don't care about. That's we don't care about. That we don't care about. Actually, I don't think we care about this one, right? Who are you? What are you? Yeah, no, that's the second stage. Okay, very good. Second stage, second stage, second stage. Yeah, second stage. Okay, so it's these that we care about. So it's going to be 72, 180, 198, 180, 180. Wait, what? Liquid. This is only liquid fuel? Oh no, okay, we're fine. We're fine, sorry chat. Yeah, so it's gonna be 180 times 2, 72, 98, okay. Plus 198 plus 72, right? So that should be the payload liquid fuel. Very good. Perfect. That was so much easier, chat, than trying to go through and figure all that out. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Aren't we going to get a new space station next fall, 2025? If you're talking about Axiom, then it should be starting around that time, yeah. Technically, the Jupiter, Juno, Redstone were IR intermediate range ballistic missile, of course. Payload to orbit was limited, but a lot of early US satellites rode them to orbit. That's true. That's true. What's up, you Kermit? How are you? Is ITAR that ambiguous because of Intelsat? Ooh, I don't know if it's because of Intelsat. Maybe. How old is Intelsat? Because ITAR regulations, when were ITAR regulations actually founded? Then that's how you would have to kind of start looking back at that, right? I'm just imagining a SpaceX flight engineering loading VS Code to program a heavy booster. That would be, yeah, that'd be clutch. All right, chat. Well, let's make it happen, shall we? So we have this camera angle is going to be on point. Okay. So let me see. I gotta remember which ones to cycle through. So why do I have 2 of them? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. So we'll start here with the engine ignition, and then we'll go back to here. Okay, very good. Here we go, chat. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I think everything is fine. What are we targeting here? 100 kilometers looks fine. Yep, let's send it, chat. So again, this is just going to be a test flight here. 1976 looks like it's for ITAR. Okay. So then when was Intelsat's first launch? Because that would have been after Apollo, so Intelsat was 96, yeah. So Apollo would have probably started that. Engine ignition. That's not bad. That's not bad. Vehicle is pitching downrange. There it goes. Getting a little shimmy flight. There it goes. That's better. All right, well, let's see if it does it. Wasn't 76 Apollo Soyuz? Yeah, I think it was. Maps. How would they launch Axiom? I think on Falcon 9, if I'm not mistaken. It's designed to fit within that fairing. It's designed to fit inside of a relatively small fairing, right? In comparison to Starship, so. Yep, we're much more stable. I just needed an auto strut. That's fine. Tis good. Tis good. All right, we're looking all right. Let's see if I did my calculations right for our Miko. Uh, 76, I think, would have started it. Yeah. Yeah, I think pretty much right after Apollo, the shuttle stuff started coming around. So. Yeah, what's up, Apollo? How are you? All right, again, chat, we're just gonna check to see if this works well. That did not look great. I saw a broken, a broken solar panel. We got one broken solar panel. But otherwise, fine. I don't know why, chat. I don't know why it wants to do that. I think these are slightly too big, which is a little bit unfortunate. Which is just unfortunate. Because, yeah, otherwise, I don't know. Sometimes it goes perfectly fine. Other times it doesn't go perfectly fine, which is a pain. But I think we'll launch it anyways, chat. We'll take the risk on. It's a great looking craft file, though. Gotta say, chat. Yep, we're tracking that 100-kilometer altitude. Looking pretty good. Oh, that's right. I gotta make sure we do that. Cool. I'll make sure to do that when we go back into the VAB, I think. Are they supposed to be deployed? They are deployed. Are they supposed to be in the opposite direction? I feel like they are. Or maybe not. Yeah, I don't think they're supposed to be deployed either. So the engineers can repair the broken panels. It's not a bad idea. Might have to send that up on the next flight. Or we can send them up here, yeah? We do have some unpressurized cargo space. Could be interesting. What level engineer do you need in order to do that? Here we go, 100 by 71. Very nice. I like it. Cool. All right, well, let's revert it and let's do it for real, shall we? Let's add, yeah, let's do a little repair kit. Yeah, the shuttle was actually a concept before Apollo ended. Like, everyone was really, once Apollo landed on the moon and everyone was like, hey, okay, now we, you know, don't really need this super expensive expendable thing. The next thing should be fly it like an airplane and reuse it. The shuttle concept started kicking around back in '65, actually. 1965 was when this big honkin' bad boy yeah, the Lockheed Star Clipper. Wait, where are the pictures of the Lockheed Star Clipper? Yeah, this guy. This is from Haze Gray Art, if I'm not mistaken. Like a massive vehicle that was actually designed using 3 M1 engines, which would have been larger vacuum optimized F1 engines. So F1 that launched the Saturn V, this would have used 3 of those, but they would have been larger than the Saturn V. This was back in 1965 or 68, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, reusable shuttles were around in terms of concept before Nice. That's KSP right there. Before Apollo even launched to the moon. So 100 by 71 will decay. No, it won't. Shouldn't decay. What do you mean? In real life, certainly, but not in KSP. All right, I think that all looked good. Let's go ahead and add one container, one storage container in here so we can get a couple of repair kits. Oh boy, did I. Do we want to launch that? Do we want to launch the Star Clipper in KSP? We certainly can, if that's what chat wants to do. We haven't launched that thing in a very long time. I am certainly down. Those are all experiments. It's science. I don't want science, right? Where are just the... Oh, is it under cargo? It's probably under cargo, right? Yeah? Question mark? No? What are the units that store those different parts? Like repair kits and stuff. I don't use them very often, obviously. So that's... Is it cargo? Oh, is it these? Yeah, the storage units. Okay. Cargo storage units. Yes, this is what I want. Wow, those things are actually kind of big, aren't they? Yeah, there we go. Now for some repair kits. Where are those repair kits now? EVA experiment. Those are all storage. Parachute. Under utility. Let's see. Aha. EVA repair kit. Sure, we'll bring 3. Why not, right? That shouldn't get in the way of anything. That should be fine. Cool. And we'll make sure the Kerbals can actually reach it. Yeah, that should be pretty good right there, I think. Okay, I'm good with that. All right, let's go ahead and save it. Yeah, what's up, Flask? How are you doing? I think I run a realism mod that might be making my sub 74k points decay. Probably. Yeah. Don't forget auto stress. Thank you. Sure do. And then also we want to take these. Inactive on all of that. Inactive on all of that. Yes, very good. And then are those on a action group? Because they were definitely deployed when I put it out there. Okay, that's fine. Nope, that's all good. Was it under staging or something? No? I swear that those things were deployed when we put them out there, right? Am I crazy? I guess I am, chat. Go figure. All right, well, fair enough. All right, let's get our flight log out real quick. So I need this to be the shoot, what is it called? LP1. Yeah? No, that's wrong. Was it the P1? The LP1, no, the LTV. Did I name it Snackless? Oh, I can also look up Crisp. That's what it is. Yeah, I'll look up Crisp. Crisp 1, this is it. No, that is not it. Go up to the next one, there it is. Yeah, failure mechanism. The LTVP1. Okay. Control copy. And so which Minerva is this going to be? I saw Minerva 26, 27, Minerva 28. And this is going to be Crisp 3. Today is going to be the 18th. We'll fix that here in a second. Launch here is going to be 102,435 Kerbucks. That all looks good. We're going to refuel, resupply, sorry, Expedition 3. Not going to be a failure. It's going to be a complete success. Then in terms of the last mission here, what was this? Yeah, okay, so that's not going to have anything yet. EMNL4, we're going to call that a complete success. That was good. And that's still waiting for that mission to conclude. All right. So let's go ahead and do that, shall we? We'll fix that here in a second. Let's go ahead and put it out on the pad. Awesome. Hey, what's up, Intense? How are you? Reindeer, please. Can't tell if you're dropping frames or if it's me. Is it me? Let me see. I have 300 dropped frames, so maybe, but I'm not dropping frames right now. I've only dropped 300 frames in 40 minutes of play here, of streaming. What is this? It's so square. What? The launch vehicle or the payload? Probably the payload is what you're talking about, yeah? Which option of auto strut is better? Depends on the vehicle. For me, I really like using grandparent for most cases, especially when parts are in like a lattice or in some kind of symmetry. But for things that are very far away from certain things, so long as the vehicle doesn't have too many parts in between, go heaviest or root. If you need, like for me, the payload having a strut down near the engines. What you don't want is a large, like, say, space station that has a lot of like branches and things and other vehicles docked to it and stuff, and then use heaviest strut or even root strut, because then you can get Kraken strike noodle stations. So it's really only for like short vehicles or vehicles that don't have a lot of parts in between is when to use root and heaviest. Otherwise, I use grandparent for pretty much everything. Is it worth having refueling tankers? I would say so. Do you reuse the first stage? Not yet, Tay. Not yet. Yes, soon, but not yet. That is very much in our plans for this vehicle, which we're going to be working on later tonight, hopefully. All right. Well, let's see where we are in terms of our launch time frame. Oh, we're actually really close to it. That's where we're going to go, set as target. And we're going to go ahead and time warp until it's close by. There we go. Not too bad, not too bad. Probably want to do it when it's like right about here. That seems pretty good. Yep, for some reason I'm dropping frames again. Not sure why. Hopefully it'll stabilize. All right, so we're gonna be launching on year 2, day 407. Year 2, day 407. At a time of 5:45, we'll call that 5:48. Yep, we did drop off for a second. Not sure why we're having connection issues tonight. It's so random for me. It's so random. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. 1976 during Cold War to control arms export. Yep, that makes sense. That certainly makes sense. Guess those dropped frames are doing something? Yeah, I guess so. But we're back to green now, so hopefully that'll be fine. Hopefully that'll be good. All right, chat. Let's go ahead and fix our flight log. So we're tier 2. I'm going to back that up now since you all are now back. We're going to push that a minute here to 5:48. So T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds, chat, until launch here. Make sure our flight log is looking good. Pretty sure it is. No complaints. Awesome. Yep, that looks good. We have our final pitch control actuating. That looks fine. Oh, abort is installed. We actually don't need the abort. Not that it really matters, but there is no abort for this vehicle, so we'll do that. Everything else looks good. Cool. So T-minus 1 minute. You have a log of every mission? I sure do. Yeah, I sure do. And if you do exclamation log in chat, you can actually see said mission log. All right, looking good. Go ahead and turn those lights off. Not necessary for day launch. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30. Here we go, chat. Stand by. We are go for launch. Are we go, chat? Are we go for launch? You're the last line of defense here. Did I miss something? Are we go? All right. Let's see what happens. T-minus 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Main engine start. Outboard engine start. We have liftoff. Liftoff of Minerva 28, the 28th mission, chat. Vehicle's looking good. Clear the tower and is in its roll program. Nice. Vehicle's now pitching downrange. All right. Now we wait, chat. Now we wait. Your beer? Hold my beer, yeah. 100%. Yeah, plus all, like, during the Cold War, all the spies, right, that were around and things like that, so... Yeah, reasons for ITAR control for sure. Both sides were developing missiles, yeah. Yep. You allow yourself to make test flights sometimes, very rarely. Like what we just did was a test flight, just because this vehicle has had, oh, I'm sorry, this payload has had a problem before, so I did run a test flight just to make sure we had fixed that problem, and that seemed good. But otherwise, we do everything in mission mode. Otherwise, we do it without regrets, so to speak. All right, we're looking good. How much longer in this burn? 25 seconds. You should look into a mod called Of Course I Still Love You. It allows you to display multiple cameras in GUIs. Interesting. Does it work with Hullcam? So I can have like all these cameras side by side, or is it its own separate like camera mod? Because that'd be really nice if it worked with this. All right, we have Nico, stage set. Engine ignition. We have a slightly off nominal fairing separation. Vehicle is compensating for it. We have 2 out of 3 fairing halves. Oh, there goes the third. Okay, we're good. I didn't see any debris, but doesn't mean something didn't happen. All right, let's check it out. We got 1, 2 panels this time, chat. What'd I say? It's random. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but hey, we're fine. We are fine. And that's a good looking little capsule there. All right. Looking good. Hopefully it can stabilize here. Don't know why sometimes the control system just cannot compensate for things. Like, I'm not doing this. This is the automated control system that's just kind of going a little weird. I don't know why it's going weird either. Like, there's literally no reason for this to do this. It should not be commanding any roll or yaw. And it shouldn't even be trying to track anything. I guess that fairing separation really kind of screwed with it for some reason. It got off in alignment in an axis, and now it's not able to compensate. It's weird. Yeah, I'm not sure why. See if we can't clean up that inclination. There it goes. All right, cool. Well, at least it was able to clean it up, but not very pretty. I don't know why it's rolling either. Is it tracking? It's trying to track 104. It's also looking like it's trying to do a 180-degree roll, which it shouldn't try to do that at all. So I'm confused about that. Like, why are you rolling or attempting to roll? I have no idea. But yeah, that fairing separation really kind of messed with it, huh? It's doing a weird roll. There we go. 0.3 degrees. I mean, at least it was able to compensate for it a little bit, but yeah, that fairing separation issue really screwed with the control system for whatever reason. The payload also made out of the fairings. Yep. So this was actually a viewer submitted payload cruise. If you join Discord, my Discord, !Discord, there is a KSP category, and in that I have community payload services. Quite literally, because there's a lot of things going on in this game. Sometimes when I have a need, I will contract chat to submit payloads, and then like NASA does for commercial contracting, I go through everybody's submissions, I score them based on everybody else's, and then we pick several winners for each contract need. So this was actually made by a viewer for specifically going to the space station in low Kerbin orbit to resupply. Resupply the Kerbals there with snacks and things to extend their stay. So yeah, that's what this one is, and this one is made out of, I believe, one fairing? Yeah, it's made out of one fairing here going up to get you this shape, and then it's structural panels and things in the back. What's the reason New Glenn doesn't use methane on the second stage? Efficiency. They want to do high orbit, high energy transfers is what they want to do. And sure, methane is great, but hydrogen for a second stage makes a lot more sense than a first stage. Like, hydrogen for a second stage is what you want. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks to work with, but if you can just get around the packaging and the handling problems of it, it's of course much better than methane, right? Methane has like a theoretical maximum of like 360 seconds of ISP, which is great. It's fantastic, much better than RP1 and LOX. But the theoretical maximum of hydrogen is like 490. It's 100 seconds, more than 100 seconds higher in terms of specific impulse, right? And specific impulse is miles per gallon for a rocket, and it's an insanely different or much larger capability having hydrolox. Yeah, Bobo, that might be something that I should do. You're not wrong, actually. Maybe I should wait a little bit longer, because what I do currently is I essentially do a wait period, and then I activate next stage with the fairing right after exiting that wait period. So probably what I should do, yeah, probably what I should do is have my target pitch and yaw be whatever the target, whatever the current on separation pitch and yaw is, until we hit this, and then it can go into the control loop. That actually probably would be better. But I do want to note that we have tested this payload with the fairing separation before, and it has had no problems before. So like I said, it's sometimes it has problems, sometimes it doesn't. Whether it's always because we've also actually turned off the pitching before, and we made sure to only separate when it wasn't pitching. and it still had problems sometimes. So I don't know. It's weird. Whatever goes on in the games for the separation calculations is a little bit off. It's not repeatable all the time. Do you play on 12.4 or 3? I know random. I play on 3 currently. I've never updated to 5 or 4 for that matter. Yeah, I'm still playing on 1.12.3 for KSP version. Yes, for an orbital fuel depot, absolutely. But that's, to my knowledge, not something they're looking at. I mean, plus, you know, Blue Origin has tons of experience working with hydrogen. Their new Shepard vehicle is a hydrogen vehicle. So if you know how to work with it, and you already have engines that work with it, then why change, right? That's probably another reason that they're going with a hydrogen upper stage, is that they didn't want to necessarily make 2 engines. They're already making a BE4 engine, and then their BE3U engine is designed based off of basically a design iteration off of the New Shepard engine. So they're trying to also keep that knowledge and IP and all of that sort of like the same, so that way they don't have to go through and develop a whole new upper stage engine for it as well. But yeah, methane is considered in-space storable. It's a storable propellant, meaning that with like very little energy, you can maintain it in its liquid form in space. Same with oxygen. Oxygen can be considered space storable. Hydrogen is definitely not, although there are things that you can do to mitigate hydrogen boil off in space. See the integrated vehicle fluid system, IVF. Yeah, IVF for the spacecraft. That was actually something ULA developed. That was for their hydrogen upper stage to try and mitigate boil off. So there's definitely things that you can do. All right, we got to do a go around here. So that's going to be us, and then we got to do 1 orbit, and that should bring us here. We're at 106 by, yeah. So we're going to have to do 1 orbit. Are we on electrical charge? We are good to go. So let's go ahead and just warp here, just to make sure we're good to go. Yeah, its whole cam doesn't work without it. Oh, perfect. You should try and catch your rocket with chopsticks. Tay, yeah. So like I said, we develop automation using Python to control our rockets. That is within our roadmap. I really want to get to that at some point. It might take a year, but by golly, we're going to do it. That is the eventual goal. The eventual goal was originally just to get to a Falcon 9 style of landing, like with an orbital class vehicle. But now they've upped the game, so we shall too. Yeah. Yeah, Bobo. Understand. Yeah, that's actually not a bad thing to implement here. Can't wait to see how Starship optimizes boil off. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Starship with its reflective stainless steel might actually be able to mitigate that to some degree. And if they can keep the system pressurized, then it might be mitigated pretty well. All right, let's go ahead and get here, and then we'll have to do a minor Ohms 1 burn, orbital maneuvering burn. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and settle the tanks. And 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I just wanted to do a very slight burn to bring our periapsis around. So that's going to be target, and that's going to be us. So we got to do it in 1 more orbit. Okay. Or is it more stable with a large thermal mass? That's a good question. I don't know. My intuition says that it might be better with a larger volume, potentially, and here's why. Because inside the tanks is a different medium than the outside walls, and because convection, I guess, would be your only form of heat transfer from the outside walls, a larger volume with more pressurant inside of it would reduce that heat transfer. But yeah, I don't know specifically. That's a great question. All right, let's go ahead and do another ohms 1 burn. That should be pretty close. 7.2. 3 kilometers on that approach. At 12 meters per second, I like it. I think from there then, we're at 102. I think from there we can go ahead and separate the payload, so long as it's still got plenty of fuel in it. It's got plenty of RCS, plenty of RCS. Should have a tank in here somewhere. Yep, all fuel is there, good to go, awesome. So then, yeah, we're gonna say goodbye to the payload, chat. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna F5 in case something screwy happens. And separate. Then we'll have this, is it out of electrical charge? Oh, it's out of electrical charge, oh, okay. I still find that so weird that this has plenty of electrical charge, but then this doesn't. Like, why does this run out of electrical charge before that vehicle? Anywho. And it's also running out, so let's just go ahead and extend. There we go. We have good solar deployment here. You know what I could actually do, chat? I can redock to this and recharge its battery so we can deorbit it. Do I want to? I kind of do want to. Kind of do. Let's do a quick little redock here. Okay, that should be pretty close. There we go. Yes. All right, just a quick redock to the stage there, and we're gonna fully recharge that upper stage, and we're gonna send it home. In freefall, would an insulating layer of hydrogen gas form to encapsulate the liquid? In freefall, no. No, not so much. What actually happens is your viscous forces then become the largest forces in your tank. So if there's empty space, you literally get globs of propellant that are sticking to like the sides of the wall, sticking together. Yeah, it doesn't really encircle it, unfortunately. That would make things a lot easier in certain instances. Yeah, I know, right? This is actually pretty great. I really dig it too. All right, let's go ahead and reseparate. We have done our job very well, and now we have plenty of electrical charge, and we're going to go ahead and back away. And then, even though we're really close, I'm gonna just do this. Bye. All right, cool. That should be deorbited now, chat. Why are you yelling? Yeah, okay. If you're ever looking for a space game that is fun and and free, I would recommend the demo version of Untethered. Also, hi, what's up, Seacracken? How are you? Untethered, huh? Let me get that a fancy Google. Untethered game. Untethered on Steam. Ooh. A space survival sandbox. Coming soon. Set in our own cosmic world. All right, I will keep that open. Do we have a release date? It says release date soon. Do we know of like how close it is? That's the demo version. Oh, that's what you're talking about, the demo version. Interesting. Yeah, we'll definitely have to check this out when it comes out. Interesting. That reminds me of another one that I actually bought like a long time ago. This would have been years and years ago. where it was like a space survival that actually had rolls, like it was turn-based. Kind of reminds me of that vibe. Interesting. I'll keep an eye out for it. I imagine boil off might come down to surface area. I doubt any increased storage efficiency would outweigh the cost of maintaining a larger volume. That's also true, Panda Rivic. There's always trade-offs, yeah. The liquid will get colder when some of it turns to gas. That is true, Nick. That is also true. But also, higher pressure is able to maintain your state better as well. Like gases want to be a liquid either at high pressures or really cold temperatures. So again, the trade-off. Yeah, I know, right, Joe? Indeed. All right, well, this turned out to be quite good. So let's go ahead and target, because we should be within a few kilometers, right? Yep, 3.8 kilometers, 14 meters per second. So we're gonna go ahead and time warp around. And that was the first stage, hitting the drink. All right. We are looking at great. There's not Elu, there's Jewel in the background. There it is. Okay, so from here, chat, we're basically at our closest approach. Just about anyways. 14 meters per second. So we basically need to point towards the station, or roughly towards it. Also, I do want to control from here, please. Thank you. We need to ignite our engines and prime them. Very good. And then we should be able to go here, and then ideally watch as our distance for our target change, and we'll stop it when it no longer wants to change. We're within render range and within a kilometer, and I think I'll stop it there. We got plenty of delta V, but I don't also want to approach the station too quickly at 44 meters per second. That seems good. We'll go ahead and get into a position to do a approach burn, basically to slow ourselves down. There we go. And at the same time, we can slow down and keep our velocity vector pointing towards the station to get even closer. So that might be a good move, since we have plenty of velocity to burn through. Yep, exactly, Nick. 100%. And that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and start burning so we slow down, and we're going to get even closer as we do this. We're within 800 meters, within 700 meters. There's 600, 400, within 400 meters. I like it. 15 meters per second. I think we'll call that there. We have lots of monoprop to play with, so that's good. So yeah, we can continue slowing down and get even closer just with using monoprop. Very nice, very nice. Can we get within 300 meters? Nope, that's about as close as we're gonna get there. Cool. All right, now we're basically station keeping. Awesome. So we're gonna get within 338 meters on this closest approach. Should remain within about 9 meters per second. Yep. And then once we get closer to say 400, I'll continue burning just so we continue to point towards the station. There we go, something like that. There we go. There we go, within 150. I like it. And if I just come this way, and we can start slowing down just using RCS. And again, doing this so we continue moving that velocity vector over our target vector. Now we're within 50 meters. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, chat. Did teach you something after all? There you go. Nice, Nick. Yeah, learning from games is awesome. That's why I love streaming this. It's such a constant learning experience, even for me, like just 100%. It's fun and educational. 22 meters. I think I'm gonna dock this to one of our new docking ports on the side here, basically midway through, and probably actually on the bottom here so we don't interfere with those solar arrays that are already extended. All right, so we're basically gonna get into a little bit of a keep out zone here, really start slowing down so we can start targeting exactly where we want to go. All right, pretty solid, pretty solid. So let's get into a locked position here so we can orient ourselves with the vehicle. Yep, that all seems good. Controls are good. So what I'm going to do is dock probably to here or here, doesn't really matter. And we'll make sure to keep our solar arrays oriented in this direction. Or actually what I might want to do is actually dock to here and orient them this direction in between the solar arrays, so that way when we send up other resupply modules, we don't have to worry about those solar arrays interfering. Because if we dock it here and go long ways, then we basically cut in on the other two sides, which is not great. So yeah, we're going to set our target for this guy. There we go. How you doing, Joe? Yes, indeed. Try to do it with plausible realism, you know? I find it to be more fun that way, at least for my playstyle. Your Python guidance API query for the presence of other vehicles to maintain a keep out zone automatically? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Yeah, but there's a lot of things I want to do with this. We can make entire automated docking capabilities. We can actually build stability augmentation systems, so we don't actually have to worry about using SAS for flying planes and helicopters around. We can basically build an autopilot that, you know, once the autopilot is running, we can have control inputs, like actual inputs to say, hey, maintain, you know, 5,000 meters or maintain this position, you know? That I want to get into all of that. I don't know how long it's going to take. I got to brush up on some of my guidance, navigation, and control notes. You're being sarcastic about a movie scene. I hate you. I'm just kidding. How dare you fool me? Oh, you're talking about life. Oh, see, I didn't read your previous post. My bad. Yeah, I didn't put the two and two together. Yeah, life, 100%. Yeah, there's unfortunately very few space-oriented movies that I can watch without just being like, ugh. Life I can get through because it's a pretty good thriller in my opinion, but yeah, some of the things that happen is just like, nope, that's not how that would work at all, actually. You wouldn't do that. That wouldn't happen. That's not how that works. But such is life. All right, we're looking pretty good here, actually. You've gotten so jaded about space movies, yeah. Gravity takes the cake for me. That one, no, absolutely not. No, stop. No, absolutely not. That movie's bad, and it should feel bad for being bad. The spacesuits, sure, but not the EVA pack. It doesn't have anywhere near the amount of Delta V. Like, none of the space dynamics happened. What imaginary force was pulling George Clooney away from Sandra Bullock, you know? What imaginary force was doing that? As soon as the rope pulled taut, he should have been bouncing back into her, but no, he kept being pulled away. Absolutely not. Just stop. Just stop. I hate gravity. Yeah, I did not think it was good at all from a space dynamics perspective. But yeah, like, you know, the space shuttle and the, you know, the, what would you call it? The tech that they used was definitely seemed plausible. 100%. That's shuttle era tech. But how they used it and stuff, just, Why are most space movies bad? Because Hollywood feels like space isn't a big enough challenge and wants to add more challenge to the harsh environment of space. Because let's be real, right? As we're seeing right now, we're docking. It's taking us a good 5 minutes just to go from like 70 meters into capture. And in real life, it takes hours to do that. Space dynamics are slow. So for you to have a movie about space, everything has to happen rapidly. So it loses all form of realism in that sense. And then, yeah, you know, space is as harsh of an environment that space is, it's also a very practical, purely understood physics environment, right? It actually, there's a lot of physics that are simplified because of space and only having essentially gravity as being your prevalent force. So yeah, it's not exciting from a movie's perspective, and I get that, but at the same time, I feel like there's so many more things that they could do to actually make it exciting other than just having weird things happen that just break the laws of physics. You're saying Armageddon with Willis is not a realistic depiction? Armageddon actually did a fantastic job. No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like Armageddon though, believe it or not. But yeah, that one I like because it's an action movie. They don't actually try. It's an action movie that takes place in space. It's not like a space movie with action in it. You know what I mean? Like for me, Gravity is a space movie with thrilling actions happening. And for me, I can't get over that. Space travel is slow because it's huge. Yeah. Yeah. Also, the whole, like, why were they in an orbit that was similar to Tiangong Station? That wouldn't. And how did they get there and why? What orbit were they in that it was a perfect, talking about gravity again, what orbit were they in where it was a perfect 90-minute sink to hit that debris field again? If you guys know, when you're in any sort of inclined orbit, like unless that debris cloud is in your orbit, which I want to know how that came to be, your orbits would not sync back up again for like 24 hours, or depending on what orbit inclinations there are, it wouldn't sync up for a long time. And just, yeah, I don't know, that just everything about gravity is just not right, not good. Independence Day, I like Independence Day because again, it's an action movie that has a little bit of space in it. I think it's really only Gravity, and what was the other one? I think it was only Gravity that I just don't like. Everything else I can just get by because like the movie itself has some sort of other storytelling mechanic. Like Life, for example. Yeah, there's a lot of things in Life that I don't like, obviously, but at the same time, it's kind of a thriller, so it's like kind of captivating in that way. But Gravity, it's like the story is space and just surviving space, and they get space wrong. The Cloverfield Paradox, that one was, I've only seen that movie once and a long time ago, so I don't remember it very well. All right, well, anyways, chat, that was a complete success for a mission, if I do say so. That was a complete success. Meanwhile, we completed a mission in KSP. So that's good. Sweet. I like it. Let's go back to the Space Center. Unpopular opinion, I like Mission to Mars. Mission to Mars. What? What? The movie? Mission to Mars. I feel like I've definitely seen that movie, but it's not ringing a bell for me. I know Lieutenant Dan. I don't know if I've seen this movie, and God, I don't remember this one at all. Mission to Mars. Yeah, I don't actually remember this movie at all. How do I not remember this one? I remember Red Planet. Red Planet I thought was actually pretty good for a Mars-based movie. First Man was decent. I have not seen First Man actually, but I have heard good things about it. All right, let's go ahead and recover that mission. Sounds good. And then now we got to send something to Minmus chat. That's what we got to do as part of our Spark missions. We're going to send a lander. So let's see, that's going to be Spark 1-1. This is also going to be a viewer submitted payload. And let's see, let's go into the SPH and see what we got. First Man, no, I haven't seen it. The Martian, did you like that one with Mark Watney? Of course, that one I thought was really good. All of Andy Weir's books are fantastic. Yeah, like I'm really looking forward to like an Artemis movie. I actually really liked Artemis. And you know what the other one was that I just recently read that was totally space related was oh, gosh dang it, chat, what was it called? Something Iron. Why am I blanking on this? I thought that series was really good though. Anybody in chat help me out? It's a sci-fi series. I think it's 3 books, or at least 4 books, or 3 books in the original. And then I think they did a prequel book as well. But I thought that one was really good. I really liked Interstellar. Parts of it reminded me of KSP missions indeed. Yeah, Interstellar, top notch, 100%. 100% Interstellar was great. Oh, we still have to launch Boomerang too, chat. Let's see, what did we have? ARTV-1. No. Foundation? No, not talking about Foundation. Iron Sky? I mean, that they referred to Iron Sky, but I don't think it's called, I don't think the series is called Iron Sky. Oh, no, they call it Iron Rain. Not Iron Sky. Iron Rain was, gosh dang it, chat. It's gonna bother me now. Red Rising, that's the one. But what, it's the, is it the Red Rising series? I thought they were called like Iron something in like the actual series. But yeah, Red Rising, really good. Is that the what? Is that the name of the series, or is that the name of like I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just called Red Rising, the series. Yeah, that one was super good. Oh, nice, Tyrus. That's awesome. Oh, was it Borland? Aha, I gotcha. 100%. Yeah, no, not that. Yeah, Iron Rain's when they assault from orbit. Yeah, I knew that. But yeah, I thought Red Rising was super good. I hope they make like a movie or a show out of it. All right, we're probably gonna send Mad Chad's lander. Mad Chad, where's your lander? What did you call it? SLR? Is that what I'm remembering? Yeah, Spark SLR. There we go. So this is Mad Chat submitted payload. This is going to Minmus. All right. We have those priorities set. Cool. All right. Going on Minerva. Tis superb. Okay. Well, then I expect high things from it. auto strut's probably going to need to be a thing. Yeah. Iron Gold, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of. Is the name of one of the books. But yeah, Red Rising I thought was fantastic. I read like the entire series in like a month, which is fast for me. All right, that seems pretty good. Are you playing through Steam? I am not playing through Steam. No, I actually I'm still playing. Back, they didn't even have Steam for KSP when I originally bought Steam, and I just never transferred over to Steam, so yeah. Oops. SLR merge. All right. Oh, that's not the root part. Let's go ahead and make it the root part. Ooh, baby, just barely. Yeah, I think that looks fine. Is that, it's not touching, right? Oh no. Ah, Matt Chad did amazing on the placement of all of this. Look at that. Plenty of room. All right, and then yeah, we will send at least one auto strut to heaviest just to make sure that doesn't wiggle wobble around. Save it. Let's get our flight log out. All right, this is going to be Spark 1-1. This is going to be the SLR. Did SLR stand for something? I know it did. Can you remind me without me having to go back into the notes of what SLR stood for? So I can put it all together here. Stage 1 is looking insane. Could make it with some flat flags for some extra color. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Oh, stage 0? Gotcha. Yeah, oh, you know what? Flat flags could actually make it. By the way, crews, all of my craft files that you see in terms of launch vehicles and stuff are on Kerbalex. So exclamation point Kerbalex if you wanted to download it and mess with it yourself if that interests you. Superb launch return, yes. SLR, Mad Chad. Viewer submitted payload. And your mass was like 15, like 9.7 metric tons. It was really, really close. All right, 9.831. And that all looks good there. That all looks good there. Successfully land SLR near Selene 6 on Minmus, right? Yep, 6. Deorbit, impact trajectory, or move to graveyard orbit, the second stage. And then we'll call that, oh, and then return SLR pressurized cargo module back to KSC. All right, we'll see how that goes. That's going to be a tertiary. That is going to be a tertiary mission, mission objective. All right, that seems good. This is going to be on day 37. We have to wait 30 days per our game rules. So let's go ahead and put it out on the pad after we check staging again. Yep, that's of course going to be messed up because game. Because game. Oh wait, actually. Yep, and that goes up there. Okay, that should be right? So first we have separation of the payload, or sorry, fairing deployment, separation of payload, separation of the drop tanks. Wait, no, that's not right. Where's the engine? Which engine goes first? I would assume it's the double. I was actually in the right spot in the first place, right? Yeah. Move that back down. So that goes, separate the drop tanks, separate from the landing module, parachute deploy, and then I guess this actually has to go before parachute deploy, yeah? All right, there we go. So that engine, wait, which engine is that? Wait, where is that engine located? Wait, what engine is that? And why is it there? Why is that there? Is that ever supposed to be ignited? Running low on cash? Yeah, I know, right? We're really in a tough spot. Always triple checking staging. You know it, Fractured, 100%. Sudden lithospheric reentry. Yeah, that would be bad. Do you have a Discord? I sure do. Exclamation point, Discord. Once the bot feels like it wants to do something here. It says the bot is in the channel. It's just taking a hot second to respond, I guess. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Mass simulator, don't ignite it. Okay, we will move that all the way to the top. Good, good. All right, cool, cool beans. So yeah, then those engines should just be the thing all the way through. All right, that makes sense. That is part of the stage. Those engines return. Cool, all right, save it, launch it. All right, so this should all be good. We're gonna have to time warp 30 days roughly into a future. And then we should be good to launch. In the meantime, chat, while we're getting everything set up on the Twitch side, I'm going to run a short ad break. I do these manually to get rid of all of the Twitch injected ads that sometimes happen for mid-roll, and then all of the pre-roll ads that run on Twitch. So we're on a quick ad break. Don't worry, the stream is going to be on pause. We're not going to launch or do anything like that until you guys are back. I'm just going to be setting some things up in the background. So I'll see you guys on Twitch in a few. All right, so that is running. Let's make sure we get on a proper flight azimuth. We also have to time warp 30 days into the future. All right, so we need to be launching, what'd I say? 37 or 37, no earlier than. And there we go. I'm sorry, why did I say 30 days? Not 30 days, it's only, it's only 12 days I should have time warped. But anyways, 4:23, we missed the 4:20 chat, my bad, that's on me. But let's go ahead and actually just go until daylight. Yeah, let's do a daytime. So 4:23. And it's gotta be 4, and then we'll probably launch it at like 38, maybe 40 whenever chat gets back. We'll call it 40 for now. Minerva, that looks good. Yep. So 4:23, year 2 at 4:34. Sorry, that's the current time. Yeah, we'll call it 4:39. Just to be on the safe side, that all looks good. All right, that should be set up and ready to roll. I like it. Now we got to get on the proper flight azimuth, because that's actually going to change. This time's actually going to change because this is going to min-miss. So we got to get on the proper flight window. Herbal snack consumption is decreased by 15% for the next month. Oof. Yeah, fair enough. What ad did y'all get? Is it now bad time that I found a great set of STL files to print the entire Starship Booster OLM tower from Flight Test 5? Is it a bad time to mention? No. If I had a 3D printer, then I would definitely do that. And probably try to stream it. You're on ad 5 out of 11? 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute ad block. Wow, okay. You got some 15-second ads? I didn't know Twitch went that short. Got one, but a new Galaxy. Oh, about a new Galaxy phone, yeah. That'll do it. That'll do it. All right, so if anyone wants to know how to essentially set up a proper flight window for min-miss without, you know, doing any sort of anything special, make sure you target Kerbin, and then you want to zoom out until you basically see the moon's orbit, And then you want to line the moon's orbit to where you only see one single line. You don't see the front and back, you see it as one line. There we go. And if you keep zooming out, you'll eventually get to Minmus's. You want to rotate, keeping the moon's orbit a single line. Keep the moon's orbit a single line, keep rotating a single line until at some point you have Minmus cross, and you want all of them to be a single line. So here we go, something like right about there. So you see Minmus's orbit is essentially a single line. I could actually even clean that up even better. And the moon's orbit is a single line. That creates an X marks the spot location for where you want to launch. And at that point, you should just have to launch positive 6 degrees or negative 6 degrees heading, and you'll be on the proper inclination. So that should be all that you have to do in order to find that spacing. So if I clean this up a little bit more, the moon is now a single line. Keep rotating out, clean that up a little bit more. Minmus is now a single line, just about right about there. There we go. That's pretty close. So right here, almost on the Terminator, but not quite, is where we want to launch. And Minmus's orbit at this point is going up, so we want to launch positive 6 degrees inclination. So 6 degrees. That should be where we are heading here. And in terms of altitude, let's go to like 120 if we can. I kind of want to burn that first stage all the way through without having to worry about the second stage burning like radial in too much at least. So we'll do that. I'm gonna have to change our payload here. And then this is gonna be positive 6 degrees. All right, so we wanna come around until we're basically here at the Terminator. And I'll stop us before we actually get to that point so we can have a little bit of time to find the rest of the adjustments here. But that should be about where we need to go. No STL for the tank farm, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. All right, so we'll call it right there. That seems pretty good. And let's go back here. And again, let's go ahead and get our liquid fuel out. In it. And I want all the liquid fuel in just our payload. That's one. That's looks to be another. Looks to be another. Oh yeah, all the Oscar Bs. That's right, chat. All the Oscar Bs. All of the Oscar Bs. Okay. And then we have one of those fuel tanks. Oscar B, Oscar Meyer. Oh my goodness. Why have you done this to me? All right, don't need that one. Don't need, oh wait, yeah, you have 4 baguettes at the bottom, don't you? That one is the upper stage. That is actually one of yours. That's an upper stage. And a baguette is at the bottom. Golly. Oscar B. Oscar B. Oscar B. Baguette. Baguette. All right, chat. I think we're good. I think that's... Yeah, I think that's everything, chat. I think that's it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18! No, don't want that one. So we have 18 times 18 liquid fuel plus 252 for that one, plus 4 times 24.3 for the 4 baguettes, plus 198. Uh, 198 times 2. 198 times 2. Yeah, 198 times 2. Okay. There we go. I think that's good. All right. Sweet. What is Python automation? Is that like MechJeb? So we have a mod called KRPC, Kerbal Remote Procedural Calls. It's a mod that you can add to the game, and it basically sets up a remote procedural call, basically a server that allows you to communicate with the game through an API in Python. So that means that you can quite literally, similar to MechJeb, design your own flight algorithms to then work inside your game. Yeah. So it's similar to MechJeb in terms of what you can do, but you can do so much more, right? Like you can control just about any aspect of the game. You can use Python code to like deploy parachutes, or to deploy only one out of so many parachutes. You can use it to ignite one engine out of so many engines, or all of them. You can do it to automate your landing burns. You can, all that sort of stuff. Like it can literally control just about every aspect of the game. Hey, no, Mad Chad, you're good. Just a little bit of setup, that's all. All right, let's go ahead and get our new T0. Let's also see where we are here. All right, we're very close to it. We're gonna time warp a little bit here. Yeah, maybe a little bit more actually. Yeah, right about there. We'll go with 1 minute. T-minus 1 minute, chat. So at 1:06. All right. And then, like I said, from this point, let's do a triple check here. That looks pretty good. We got to go +6. To account for Kerbin's rotation, I'm going to kind of arbitrarily do that as +7. To account for Kerbin's momentum that is imparted on us because we're rotating. And that should be good, chat. That should be good. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that, I think. I hope. All right, T-minus 15 seconds. Let's go ahead and start our terminal count. Or we go for chat, or we go for launch chat. Is there any good videos or tutorials to get started with Python scripting as far as using it for KSP? So there are tutorials. If you look up KRPC docs, DOC, right? Like documents. It has an entire document for APIs and how to use it. It has some examples for every programming language that it even supports. Python's not the only programming language that it supports. And I think you can definitely search for my GitHub as well. Rocket Guy on GitHub. I have the code that we use here on GitHub. So yeah. Anywho, let's go ahead and start. We're getting to go. Let's make it happen, chat. We're gonna go for launch in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Single engine start. Outboard engine start. And we have liftoff. Liftoff of Maxerva 29. This one's headed to Minmus. Vehicle's looking good in its roll program and pitching down range. Awesome. Vehicle is pitching down range. Good deal. Yep. 77. Punch it, Chewie. That's right. We're doing it. Don't you worry. So vehicle looks to be on a 7-degree heading. It looks pretty good, actually. Yep. We're heading 84 degrees. So pretty close. All right, nice. Vehicle's looking good. Trajectory nominal. We have 40 seconds left in first stage burn. We're out of the throttle bucket. 12 kilometers altitude, pitching down. I agree, Panderific. It would be nice to be able to like select the individual cameras, but somebody was saying there could be a mod for that called Of Course I Still Love You, that enhances it to be able to do stuff like that, or have multiple cameras actually up at the same time. So that might be interesting to look at. I think it was you, right, Tay, in the YouTube chat? All right, looking good. 3 seconds. We have Miko. We have good stage separation. And we have bearing deployment. But see, it wasn't even pitching at that point, so I'm not sure if it's actually the pitch there. It looked like it was still holding its attitude. So yeah, I'm not sure what is up with the fairings right now. Either that or all of these vehicles are just slightly too large and they're getting hung up somehow. Whether at the base, because I think I have the ejection force like set to maximum, so I couldn't imagine it being that. Either that or it's getting stuck on like the fairing at the bottom of the, or at the top of the second stage. Not sure. Should hide mouse cursor when UI is hidden. Yeah, that would have been amazing, Joe. Oh, there goes one of them. Yep, we're still looking good, actually. Kind of wiggly wobbly, but it's fine. It's compensating to some degree. We got one just hanging on for dear life. What is it caught on? It's caught on this side? It's caught on the payload. No biggie. We'll just let it do its thing. I'm not worried about it. It'll come off. 6.5 degree inclination. Oh, that's surprising. Normally, it doesn't compensate that well for the inclination change. All good though. Should be just about done with this burn. Well, we still got a little ways to go, actually. Not bad, not bad. That's why it's wobbling, yeah. That's why it's definitely worse, because it's got an offset center of mass that it's trying to compensate for, along with the heading and everything that it's trying to compensate for as well, so it's just struggling, but able to do it, which is fine. Could be cleaner, though, of course. We're about to hit our desired orbit. It actually should shut off here very soon. Yeah, it does not like that fairing stuck on there for obvious reasons. There it goes. Good. We have shutdown. Awesome. Yep, all tanks are good. All tanks are good. That doesn't matter. Okay, sweet. Seems like the burn is making the fairing sep less clean. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know why it gets caught. I think it gets caught in between. So what I think is actually happening, chat, is for the last several payloads that we just launched, the payload itself kind of hangs down below the attachment, the payload attachment fitting, right? Like these landing gear here and these baguette fuel tanks hang down. And I think what's happening is on separation, they actually, the fairings clip into the fairing of the upper stage, pushing them forward, and then they aren't able to separate because they then get stuck on the low mounted payload. So I think that's what's possibly happening on these last two missions, because otherwise the fairings don't get stuck on this vehicle. But I think that's what's happening particularly for these, which is not a problem. I mean, it just kind of messes up the the control system, but it doesn't really seem to mess up too much of anything else unless it hits a fairing, a solar array. But no matter. Yep, that's probably going to be good for deorbiting the upper stage, if I'm not mistaken, because your system should be able to get all the way out to Minmus, land and return under its own fuel, right? So yeah, I'm good to send this back if you don't need it, but I'll wait for the payload manager, the payload developer, to let me know the right course of action here. What did my second stage flyback look like? Ooh, you know what, Andy? I'd have to go back and see. It's been a long time since we did a flyback booster. Do I have anything up on Imager? It's been a long time since I've been on Imager, but let me see if I do have something up on Imager. Oh, hey, look at that, chat. I'm gonna play Flyout again. Flyout was fun. We built the entire shuttle carrier in Flyout, and it actually did do drop tests. Flyout was a good time. Let's see here. It's KSP2, KSP1. It'd be kind of far back. Oh, that's right. We did smart reuse with SLS because we could. Smart reuse is good. I like that concept. Let's see, a fly back second stage. Where was it? It would have been pretty far back. Deep in thought. There's us building rockets on the pad with a crane. Oh, there's our there's our big shuttle, chat. There's our Star Clipper. Nice. Star Clipper with a Centaur Prime. That was fun. We should bring the Star Clipper back. Reusable upper stage. I definitely feel like I have a picture of it. All right, we're getting closer. If not, then that's a bummer. I think if I recall correctly, made it similar to what Stoke was doing. That it used its engines during entry to keep everything cold, or to keep it from overheating too much. There's the shuttle right there. If I remember correctly, that's what we did. Oh yeah, you guys remember Sea Dragon? We built the Sea Dragon in stock KSP years ago. That was a good time. Oh, rocket testbed. Do I not have a picture of it? I don't have a picture of it, but I'm pretty sure if I recall correctly, it was actually for this vehicle, if I'm not mistaken. Broadsword. Oh, it is this one. Ah, here we go. Yeah. So we built Broadsword, which was a reusable SLS style of vehicle. And there you go. There is the upper stage. This was a long time ago, chat. Yeah, this was my reusable upper stage concept. It had Kraken Tech landing gear. This was before robotics. So quite literally, you had to have them attached to a docking port and then have basically parts fixed to each other, like basically a hinge joint made out of different parts. So that way when you undocked, they couldn't go anywhere except for down and rotate. Yeah, that was a wild way to play before we had robotic parts. But yeah, basically this was the style of vehicle we had. And we actually burned the engines kind of like an entry burn, like Falcon 9 going through entry all the way down. That's what we did. Does SSRP work to expel plasma heating in this game? So yes and no. So it doesn't do it that way, Pandarific, but the game's heat flux mechanics, I think, are based off of velocity and acceleration. And as far as I'm aware, so long as you burn your engines and are decelerating, you do not overheat. Now, if you're burning your engines and you're actually accelerating, which means that your engines don't produce enough thrust to decelerate, you're going to overheat. You're going to pick up heat more. But I'm pretty sure the game mechanics, it's not plasma related or anything like that. There's no dynamics like that. I'm pretty sure it's just speed and acceleration oriented. So they do work. Yeah, you can attach an engine so long as it has enough thrust to try and help yourself slow down going through entry. And yeah, you don't overheat, which is pretty cool. Yeah, exactly, Mad Chat, 100%. You landed a Centaur, sort of? Yeah, that sounds about right. I think I know exactly what you're talking about, too. All right, so Mad Chat, what'd you say? The payload is able to do full orbital insertion on its own. The Minerva stage is free to deorbit. Okay, there we go. Stokes capsule could be a possibility. 100%, yeah. Stokes capsule would definitely be a possibility. All right, we are go for payload deploy. And do you have? Yes, you do. How are we doing on electrical charge? Yeah, we're good. Undock. Go ahead and take this. Seems good. I like it. Cool. Then we'll go ahead and try and deorbit this guy. We need Sea Dragon? Yeah, I know, right? 100%. KSP Community Fix released a new update. Interesting. I do use it. I absolutely do. What kind of performance updates? Yeah, I do have that implemented 100%. Hey, do you think you could help me out? I'm trying to get KRPC to work. I downloaded the game data. Is there any dependencies that I need? So once you have that in your game data folder, you should only then have to, you have Python already installed, because if, well, you have to choose the programming language you want, then you have to actually install the programming language. If that's Python, then you have to go and install Python. You have to set Python up. It's a little involved, right? And then from there, once you have Python set up, you just install the Python KRPC package and you should be good to go. How do you set up your server? So you want to find this thing right here, the ... It's basically a bus icon. And you'll see here where you can add a server, and that should be all you have to do as far as I remember, is add a server and then start it. It gives you a whole bunch of like different like settings and whatnot. I don't think I've ever messed with those. So yeah, I don't think I've ever messed with these. Maybe auto start server if that's not default. And to put your launch scripts, all you should have to do is, I use VS Code, whatever if you're using Python, whatever Python environment is of your choosing. You should just have to, there are tutorials on how to connect into the game server. There are actually tutorials for that, but for me, I put it into some sort of library under mission, I think. Mission? No, under utility. Basically, it's just a very simple code that, yeah, it's this one right here. So you need to set up your connection in your vessel. And then once you have this code right here, KRPC connect, it should go. It should launch from that point. Did you hear the new movie called ISS with nukes? I think I did hear about that, yeah. Oh, really, Deke? Nice. All right, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, indeed, Element. I do wonder what that does. But yeah, happy to help you out. It's been a long time since I've messed with like the install of KRPC, but I might be able to figure it out if you have some specific questions. All right, where are we in relation to our payload? Where's SLR? Somewhere. It's somewhere, chat. Up there it is. All right, cool. So we are in orbit. Let's go ahead and lock prograde. We'll go ahead and deorbit. There we go. That seems fine. And then switch back to our payload. All right. So meanwhile, where are we rotating to this direction? Awesome. Cool. Now we should just have to set up our maneuver nodes and we're good to go. Hey, Andy, how's it going? At second stage shuttle. Second stage shuttle. Oh, I did not. So I don't think I've ever made one. I was just talking about a general concept. I don't think I've made a shuttle-based upper stage, but I have made one that was similar to like Stoke Aerospace, kind of just like a blunt body reentry vehicle with propulsion system. We were talked about that. All right, this should be good to go. I don't think I've ever made one. I should really look at that up. I don't think I have. All right, so let's see. We want to target, set as target. And then let's see if that target is roughly there. Just put a maneuver node here. Drag it out, see how close we get. We're gonna have a slight inclination difference. Hopefully that won't be too bad. Okay. Oh, that was way too much. Way too much, chat. Bring that back out. There we go. Nice, that seems fine. Yeah, that pretty much seems fine, I think. Then if we increase, we should be able to get to... Oh, we actually don't have to even get to the other side of Minimus, do we? We do not have to do a free return trajectory. Not that it necessarily matters, because Minimus is such a low gravity well that it won't really change much, but I change our inclination at all? Not much. We'll have to do a mid-course correction, I think. So yeah, let's do 0 there. Okay, that should be good. That'll get us close enough. And then we can do a mid-course correction to clean up our inclination difference, and we'll be good to go. What are the main mod sites for stuff like KSP community fixes? Naku, I would look at CKAN, C-K-A-N. It is probably on like the KSP forums. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. Go to documents, Kerbal Space Program. So yeah, CKAN. And it's this right here, and it's an application that you run, and it's basically a mod manager for the game that connects into, I think, all of the different sites or whatever that are typically for KSP, like space docks and whatnot, and you can literally see every single mod that are hosted on like those forums and whatnot in this tool. And then all you have to do to install them is click installed, check mark, and apply. And it'll automatically install all of them for you, all of the dependencies as well. So highly recommend just going and looking at CKAN and then doing that. Get it up and mod it again? Yeah. I don't know what the limitations are of CKAN in terms of like what big ones might not be on here, but as far as I know, this is all I've ever used, so yeah. CKAN also handles dependencies, yeah. Remember Nat Geo Race to Mars documentary? Ooh, I do remember that, I think. Nat Geo used to do a lot of really good stuff. All right, well, let's go ahead and get this done. 909 meters per second here, coming up for a 5-minute burn, chat, in 9 minutes. Ooh-wee. This has got some low TWR. Not bad, not bad. And then I assume we're gonna have to keep an eye on these and see when they get empty and jettison. All right, well, let's see what happens. So a 9-minute burn coming up in 5-minute burn coming up in 9 minutes, rather, I should say. All right, that looks good. While we're at it, let's go ahead and just deploy one solar array for now, just so I don't forget to do that later. Didn't even reread the instruction documentation. Well, you're in chat, so I prage that you will tell me. But you still have it in my downloads. There you go. All right, chat. We have to read the instruction manual. All right. Separated into 3 stages: drop tanks, lander module, and the final stage. Yep, 15.97. That looks good. Orbital operations. Following fairing separation, the drop tanks will be where fuel is being drained. These are intended to provide propellant for the Minmer orbital insertion. It is suggested that the solar panels should be retracted during the boost maneuver and associated tank separation. The drop, well, of course, for the drop tanks, 100%. The drop tanks should be decoupled following a boost maneuver, setting them and the craft on a collision trajectory with the target, which the main craft can correct at 20 kilometers or otherwise chosen. The encounter following separations will eliminate any potential orbital debris. Yes, sounds good. we're gonna have to do a inclination change mid-course correction, so they'll have to stay strapped for a while. And then we get to lunar landing operations. All right. Well, let's figure it out. We'll start with this, chat. And we are almost full on the electrical charge. At that point, we will retract right before we started here, because that should be full. There we go. All right, 7 seconds, chat. The 2030s is 5 years away. Yeah, just about. It's pretty crazy to think about. And let's go ahead and there we go. What? Where are we controlling from? Hold the phone. Where in the heck are we controlling from? We're controlling from here, aren't we? Son of a gun. Do we not have another control point? Well, we should have it. Yeah, we should have a control point. Why? Why are you like this, game? Why is that not the default control point? All right, there we go. Let's just start. We'll start. We're 30 seconds behind. It should be fine, right, chat? Right, Mad Chat? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll totally be fine. Right? Right, Mad Chat? Right? It'll totally be okay. Yeah, everything is fine. Why are you all panicking? Stop it. Yeah, one way to find out, yeah. We wasted like 10 meters per second. Hopefully that's not going to be the detriment. And we're going to waste more trying to... Well, I don't know. I don't know how much we're actually going to waste because Minmus's gravity well is so small that delaying the start actually might be better for us in the long term. I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. Don't even worry about it, okay? We still got fuel. Look at this. We have 600 meters per second here. It's okay. We have all of this fuel to use, chat. All right, so how are you, chat? Yeah, we got a 4-minute burn here. So, how are y'all? Y'all doing good? That was your problem, are always running out of power? Yeah, I know, right? It's happened to me recently-ish in a previous stream, not too long ago, like last week. Well, it actually happened in this stream. We ran out of power in the upper stage. We had to redock to it. I'm only an amateur rocketologist, so I always try to build slop delta V into your rockets. Yeah, extra delta V into your rockets. Hey, understandable. It's a good way to do it. Over engineering is the best engineering, right? To a certain degree. So at least it's already a 4 out of 5. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough, Campbell. It's better than 3 out of 5 out of 7, I guess. You're doing great. Good to hear. Good to hear. Still looking good. Still got more in the tanks here. We'll only have to carry the dead weight for a little while. We are, it looks like, going to have to carry the dead weight. Otherwise, we leave space debris, chat. Gasp. Halfway through the burn. Looking good, though. Looking good. This thing goes from low Kerbin orbit out to Minmus, back to land at Kerbin. So yeah, this thing is pretty on point in terms of its capabilities. Because you forgot to extend the panels? Hey, all right, nice. Wait, where? Where's the big honkin' battery? Not there, it's not there. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. A nice heating system. Yeah, it keeps the propellant conditioned. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, we're almost out of Oscar Mayer Wiener fuel and propellants. We're gonna carry them with us for a while, try to mitigate space debris. Is that the right order? Mad Chad? Shouldn't this be going next or last? I'll wait for the payload manager. We can always transfer fuel. I'm fine with doing that. Moon encounter. Leave me alone, Moon. All right, let's go ahead and stop it there, and then we'll bring it forward very slowly until we get that encounter. Go ahead and focus view. We'll bring it to there, and then we'll do a mid-course correction. Moon always being so grabby. Yeah, I know, right? All right, in terms of inclination, let's go ahead and do something there. Add a maneuver, bring that would be, is that right? Yeah, that should be an impact, no? No, not quite. Go away. Oh my god, really? The maneuver nodes are the worst. I need to bring it down more. There we go. That seems pretty much on point. Oh, and that'll be close to equatorial too. That's good. Okay, something like that should be an impact for space debris. And that cleans up our inclination difference as well, 17 meters per second. Okay. The lander should be draining first, I figured. So we'll go ahead and do N. We'll just take it from here. Yeah, I know, right, Pander? Be nice. And then that's at 20. So let's make this 21. There we go, that should work. Gonna be a 5-second burn coming up in 10 minutes for this mid-course correction. And then we should be able to drop the tanks and get back some Delta V. Okay. A little bit farther. There we go. Three, two, one. 3, 2, 1. Shut down. Focus view. And that'll do it. Perfect. Keep bringing it down ever so slightly until there. Excellent. Very good. Yes. All right, now we separate. Now we separate the tanks, chat. 3, 2, 1. F5. Changing the parent part fit with the drain order, probably. Hey, oh god, is that going to actually put them not on a... is that going to actually make them not impact min-miss, I wonder? That amount of force. But how about that, chat? That was pretty solid. That, chat, good work. I dig that. I really dig that. A little camera action here as well that we can do. Beautiful. All right. Focus view. Yep, looking good. We can now go ahead and I guess bring ourselves on another mid-course correction. Very slight. There we go. Because I do not want to impact min-miss if I can help it. There we go. Yeah, give me a little bit of breathing room. 20,000. Another 5 meters per second should be good. And I think I'll actually probably just do it now. Because it's just basically right over the radial out. So basically do that burn right now in this direction. Yep, something like that. Should be good. And the solar panels, of course, of course. Which way is the sun? Sun is going to be that way. Cool. All right, we're on our way to min-miss, chat. We are on our way to min-miss. So in that case, let's go ahead and time warp until there's sunlight so we actually know that we're going to survive our excursion out there. It's gonna take us a while because we're basically going right behind Kerbin right now. But it should come back here soon enough. Oh yeah, we got plenty of electrical charge. Yep, there it is. And we are back to full, very good. So in that case, let's just go ahead and time warp out to here. 6 days. I'd use Separatrons as the deorbiting engines for impactor probes to get that sweet, sweet science. I like it. I like it. No Kerbals will be harmed, that is true. Unless it impacts the landed Kerbals on the surface of min-miss. All right, let's see where we are. Yeah, that's where we want to target right there. We're actually in a pretty good orbit to hit that. Just naturally, because we'll cross over it at some point. So that's full. We should have plenty of Delta V for this landing as well. We have 1,700 meters per second of Delta V apparently, so yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Because remember, we need like how much for the moon at this point? We need like 1,700, don't we? To go down and up again. If this was essentially doing the outburn to the moon, because it's 800. Let's call it 900 to get out to the moon. Then it's 500 to circularize down into low lunar orbit, and then it's like another 600 to land. Yeah, that'd be enough. That'd definitely be enough. And then we're also separating the lander, which is going to help us get more Delta V back in the cargo return vehicle. All right. $17 by 20, 19 by 20. Yeah, that's good. Good enough. All right. Well, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get oriented. So. The SLR has made it into min-miss orbit. Stand by for min-miss insertion and min-miss capture. Okay, 45-second burn. Man, thing does not have the Delta V even after burning all this fuel. Sorry, not Delta V. It has the Delta V, the thrust to weight. At 55 seconds here for 45-second burn. How do you make an Ares with Orion on it? Ares, you need the Clydesdale. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Ares, not Ares. But yeah, Ares 1. You're talking about Ares 1, right? Yeah, that should be basically a single Clydesdale, the largest SRB in the game that we have. That should give you the first stage. And then on top of that, you basically need a SSME, the RS-25 in the game, for the upper stage engine, and a couple of tanks for that. And then you can stack your Orion capsule on there and should be good to go. I think there's a lot of those on Kerbal, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of stick rockets on Kerbal. Ares 1 is a pretty cool vehicle. FA is asking if impacting Mimus is safe for the public. It is. It is, unless the impact of those drop tanks is so great that it knocks Minmus out of its orbit and it processes down and impacts Kerbin. That would be the only way that public would be bad. Public health would be bad from this maneuver. You never know, right? Minmus is really tiny. Yeah, those Oscar B tanks might be enough just to. All right, we're looking good. How are we doing in the tank here? Doing good. Doing all right. Should have enough at this point to land, I only imagine. 18 by 19. All right. We're here. Let's go ahead and wait for the landing zone to come into daylight, and then we should be good. Should be good to start targeting that landing spot. Maybe once it crosses over this way, because it'll be in daylight at that point. A water pollution hazard? I think it would be a Minmus survivability hazard. Actually, I think it would be a catastrophic event of all cases. Just saying. You know what? I think we can go around one more time and have our orbits line up at this point. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, I was right. One more time and we should be good. Got plenty of electrical charge. Yeah, look at that, chat. We're going to come right over the top of it. Very nice. So we'll do something like that and do a little inclination change. And X marks the spot. Let's do a slight overshoot, of course. And there we go. Coming up in 10 minutes for a 7-second burn. That'll deorbit. There's no check mark for that, so we're all good. Awesome. Good. Yeah, I hate paperwork. Seven-second burn. Coming up here in 30 seconds. Time warp a little bit here. There we go. And we'll start our deorbit. Ooh, nice shot of Kerbin in the background. I like it. 2, 1. I don't know why waterfall always messes up at Minmus, but so be it. And we'll stop right about there. I think we should be good. Do a little stretch. Okay, well, I think we're good, chat. Let's go ahead and time warp down to about here. And I'm going to probably want to start my deorbit burn just because this thing has preload deceleration capability, low TWR, low thrust to weight. I'll probably want to start my burn kind of like with a good amount of stuff to spare. Good amount of time to spare. That's 2 minutes to there, so if we time warp 56 seconds, yeah, we can probably better judge our landing attempt at that point as we come over the mountain here. All right, let's get oriented. We'll go ahead and do something like that. I just want to start slowing down, make sure we have plenty of time. Looking good though, looking good. Prediction started. We only got a minute before it actually happens here, so. All right, 82. That'll be pretty good to start. A very quick prediction. Good. Good. I'm sure it'll be great. Come on, it's Minmus, chat. How hard can Minmus be? As long as we don't run out of electrical power. $852 to 0. All right, let's go ahead and do another step down here. Again, trying to just slow our velocity here a little bit without changing our downrange distance too much. 55 seems better. Let's go ahead and put the landing gear down, but don't forget that later. That'll probably be good. Where are the baguettes supposed to go? Are the baguettes supposed to be going now as well? I guess so. I need to increase those up to 21 as well, I suppose. Forgot about the baguettes. We got even more depth of in the landing stage here than I originally conceived. All right, 12.1K versus 5K on the prediction for landing here. I think we're good though. Got the Delta V, that's for sure. The only way I can mess this up is if I don't start my landing burn in time. Which, like I've said, is already something I'm very wary of, so we'll see, I guess. Do another step down burn. There we go, down to 33. Oh, the moon, chat, look at that. They're in a line, chat. They're in a line. It's the Kerbocalypse. All right, well, that's where we want to land, chat. So let's go ahead and step down again. Bring our trajectory in. We are obviously going to need to do a little bit of a burn this way. That looks good. Okay. Submission closing after landing is the safest way to predict. Well, I'm pretty sure Matt Chat's going to end it here, like right now, or very soon, manually. So I wouldn't count on that cam failure. How hard can it be? Exactly. How hard can it be? We're falling into ice cream, chat. We're falling into mint chip ice cream. How hard can it be? Uh-oh. Unless the game freezes. I mean, that's always a possibility, I guess. Oh, it's rendering. That's why. I was like, what's happening? What's the matter, you? Yep, I want to go that way some more, please. Thank you. Wish it was cookie dough. Me, you and me both. Cookie dough is where it's at, 100%. Minor correction that way. Looking good. We're getting terrain scatter. Ooh, we're coming right over the top. Hell yeah. Again, hopefully I don't mess up the landing burn timing, but I think we're okay. We still got plenty of fuel on the stage here as well. Wow, this thing really does decelerate slowly. I'm glad I'm starting now. I mean, we're definitely not anywhere near close enough for it to be a problem, but at the same time, I should really keep a better eye on it, and not let it get too high, because that took us like a good 6 seconds to bring us down from 30, maybe more than that actually, like 10 seconds to bring us down from 30. What's the TWR? It says 8.3, but that's with respect to Minmus. It's with respect to Minmus gravity. The Minmus gravity is what? 1%? 10%? 10%? Is that right? 10% the gravity of Kerbin, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. It's 1%, right? It's very low, or like 3%. An advertisement break on Twitch. Yeah, so I'll see you guys back here. You'll come back after the ad break, right after these messages. You'll see whether or not I land after the ads. No, I would never do that. Absolutely not. Jokes on you, Twitch. Moon is 16. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3%, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Back when we were testing this architecture, I think I was hacking gravity at 3% or something. All right, let's not land on the Kerbals. That'd be great. Thank you. Should really probably end the the channel prediction match ad if you can, or do I have to? I guess I have to. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? In submissions. Okay, there we go. Shaping up to be a pretty good landing here. If I can get it right here, that'd be really nice. A little bit too close for realism, but good nonetheless, chat. What are you doing there, guy? Yeah, that's right. Come back. All right, there we go. Easy peasy. Choose the outcome. Nothing catastrophic. Very nice. Absolutely nothing catastrophic. Hey, what's up, NASA man? How are you doing? It does that when it's happy? I see. There we go, chat. Kerbals resupplied. Oh, that's the broken one. We don't talk about that one, or that one. Yeah, this one. We have our Kerbals, chat. We have our Kerbals. So this is our lander module that has a science module in it currently, which is pretty nice. How much science are we getting? Data 117, science 32. It's doing pretty good, actually. Research is continuing. And there's our scent module. This is what's going to bring Kerbals back to Kerbin. It's pretty good. No complaints. Cool. Well, that was successful, chat, if I do say so. I'm pretty sure that was a complete success. Because this is a tertiary objective and not something that is hinged upon our success rate, so. If I recall correctly, you're there, are you? There you are, Mad Chad, with your own vehicle. How about that? With your own vehicle. We can make it even better. We can make it even better, dude. There she is, chat. Just try not to hit the solar panel, please. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're totally fine. What are you doing? Mad Chad. Ah! Well, you didn't see that, chat. You didn't see that, right? On Minmus, you can jump higher than your vehicle is tall. That's pretty cool. OSHA? Yeah, I know, right? OSHA mishap. There we go. There we go, chat. Easy peasy. And success. Go check out your real fake door. Yeah, yeah. I guess I'm not actually supposed to, I guess that's not actually something I should be extending, huh? Yeah, that's just the hatch. That's supposed to be the hatch. I like it. Because that goes right into where all the cargo is. I like it. That's really cool. We gotta get Kerbin and the moon in there, chat, yeah? Nice. All the press content, chat. That chat is dreaming big. Don't forget a solar panel on the supply pod. Yeah, you're probably right. Probably should do that. Matt Chad can do that, right? Can you do that, Matt Chad? It's your vehicle. You should be able to. Yeah. Look at that. Manual. It's a manual, chat. Wee. Just Matt Chat taking a second here to really extend his EVA walk. He's having a good time. That's all that matters. Was that first person through the eyes of a Kerbal mod? It certainly was. Yep. Oh, that. Oops. Yep. Immediately change of control. My bad. My bad, Matt Chad. That's on me. All right, you're tumbling here. Oh dear, I'm upside down. Am I upside down right now? Yes, you are. There we go. Get you back inside, preferably in one piece. That'd be great. There we go. Yeah, standard EVA. Yeah, that's what it must be. Yeah, we're getting rid of all the ice cream off of the solar arrays by just kind of blasting around it. All right, cool. Well, that would be success, chat. Heck yeah. So in that case, I wasn't going to do it before, but we will do it now. I'm going to take another quick Twitch ad break now that we've landed, because the next thing we're going to do is start working on some Python coding. So yeah, short ad break. Stream will basically be on pause while I get the vehicle out and the code uploaded, and we'll be back here shortly on the Twitch side. Linux Guru Gamer, master of KSP mods. No kidding. Yeah, 100%. Everything he does is awesome. Hopefully, going to get myself a Steam Deck to play Kerbal 2. Kerbal 2. Hey, I'm there for it. Or do you mean Kerbal 2? Do you mean Kerbal 2 or do you mean Kerbal 2? What's up, Space Jupiter? How are you? Yeah, I really wish Kerbal 2 was not dead in the water. That'd be really nice, but I do want to get back to it someday and try their last update that they pushed through before everything went and hit the fan, so to speak. You know what I want to do real quick, chat? Just real fast. I want to have. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this one, right? The DCX. Where is the DCX? Can't do any of those. Is it the HUV DCX? It must be the HUV. I learned my ABCs, so this would be so much easier, chat. There we go. Dedicated ground crewman Thomas. Let's launch. Last update broke your 700 part Altair. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. Star Citizen looks awesome. It does look awesome indeed. I like KSP 2. I'm just upset it will never be finished. Yeah, I'm in that same boat. I actually really enjoyed where KSP 2 was, where it ended. you know, with the understanding that it was going to continue to be developed. I actually really liked kind of like where it was, but yeah, kind of a ball buster a little bit, you know. Oh, did you ask for a refund, Borer? I feel like that could definitely have been considered a refundable option. Starfield is good. Is Starfield the one that got a lot of hate recently? Was it Starfield? Got a lot of hate recently for some reason. Not sure. If only they added mod support. They were working on it, but yeah, too little too late, I guess. Kraken was still alive, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I get the wobbly rockets. There was definitely too much wobble, and not having like auto strut like we had in KSP 1 was definitely like, we were basically back to playing beta KSP where everything had to be manually strutted. So much duct tape to hold your rocket together. Which again, it's fine because KSP 1 had that, but yeah, I definitely felt like it was a little overkill on how much wobbliness there was in the at least in the very original release. All right, chat, let's go ahead and bring this down. That seems good. Whoop, that's too much, too fast. Oh, gotcha, Borland. Interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Gotcha. Yep, that seems good. Now we can drop that, undock, and drive away. Bring it up. Didn't know Kerbal Space Program 2 was not happening, just been confused with it. Yeah, it was supposed to happen, and then I don't know, when was it, chat? Summer or something like that. They Take-Two closed down the Intercept Games producer or Intercept Games developer studio. So I think it's not, from my understanding, KSP2 is not technically dead, as in it's not like totally permanently shelved. Take-Two, the producer or whatever, is shopping it around, trying to find a studio that will take it and develop it for a certain amount of money. And as far as I understand, they haven't found anyone yet. So it's hanging on by like one fingernail. But I kind of feel like that's copium at this point, but we'll see. Who knows? Somebody might be able to do it. Was it June? Yeah. But yeah, Space Jupiter, it's pretty much KSP2 is a no-go for a minute. Until we hear otherwise, it's dead. Ah, yeah, okay. All right, that's now out on the field. All right, chat. So what I want to do, we have things that we can do here, chat. We have things. Take-Two is asking way too much for the IP. Well, I mean, when you spend like several $1 million on the game developing for 3 or 4 years or however long it was, yeah, I understand that they want to get some of their money back. Like, I don't blame them for it. It just sucks the way that it is, you know? It just sucks. Yo, what's up, Starwalker? How are you? Starwalker, we just got done flying a mission to Minmus, and now we're gonna just take a quick little decompress, at least for myself, fly a helicopter around during daylight hours, and then we are going to work on some Python automation for our launch vehicle. That's what's going to be next on the list of to-dos here. Too bad KSP basically invented realistic space games. Yeah, fair enough. I do it as a passion project at this point, yeah, but you got to pay a couple $1 million to Take-Two to make it a passion project. Can you do that? If they could go fund me it, I wonder if they could actually get something out of it. My guess would be unfortunately no, just because of how everyone's kind of gotten burned now, you know? But I would like to think that maybe they could. like a GoFundMe for however much they won, 500,000 or something like that. I wonder how big the community would support that. I think that'd be too much at this point. Yeah, I think the KSP 2 community is totally burned. So I don't know how much they'd get from a GoFundMe, like some sort of crowdfunding. Because if you think about it, that's kind of what the whole point of like pre-orders were, or like early access buying of the game was essentially trying to get people to there we go, trying to get people to basically do a crowdfund and invest in it, and that did not work. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. Nope. People did not like that. All right, there we go, chat. We're up and we're forward. Elon Musk should buy it. Fair enough. That'd be pretty cool. Got Airwolf? Yeah, there you go. Exactly. There's definitely some inspiration here for it. I have not seen it myself, unfortunately. I just know parts of it. Uh-oh. Look at that turn rate though, chat. So yeah, this is kind of a an SB1 Defiant from Sikorsky. It basically has a pusher prop in the back and then counter rotating blades at the top. It's designed to go pretty fast. 60 meters per second for a helicopter is super fast. I know, right, Apollo? Uh-oh. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what you just saw, chat. It was totally safe. Everything about it was safe. Yeah, this helicopter's fun to fly. We then took this and scaled it up. If you guys saw the, I think it was episode 104, we built a Sky Crane Sikorsky SB1 Defiant mix. We basically compounded the two together, and we built a massive helicopter capable of lifting, I believe it was 8 metric tons at least. I mean, that's what we used as the payload for it. It could definitely do more than that. And it could fly at 80 meters per second, so that was pretty good. It's a fun little helicopter, though. I dig it. G's, not G's. Yeah, I gotcha. And it can fly upside down because why can't helicopters fly upside down, chat? You just got to pitch the blades in the opposite direction. I had turbo boost in stealth mode. Nice. Yeah, that's fair, Mad Chan. That's fair. 100%. I think that's fair. Yeah, this thing's turn radius though at 5 G's sustained is kind of not okay. I thought about it, Borland. Definitely thought about it. I mean, we still could, of course. Just haven't. You can buzz the tower here, or the rocket, if you prefer. Ooh. Somebody's gonna get hurt, chat. And then pull 9 G's on the turn. There we go. And then turn around immediately. Why not make a boat helicopter? We could do that too. We could do all sorts of things. I built the other helicopter, the bigger one, literally for recovery operations, so we can go and actually pick up our capsules wherever they land in the vicinity of KSC and then bring them back to KSC. That's what we did. In episode 104, we actually flew to the mountain where one of our capsules landed and picked it up. Picked it up with the helicopter and then flew it back. Pretty good. 80 meters per second is like 179 miles an hour. Yep, that's pretty fast for a helicopter. That's pretty fast for a helicopter. Anyways, chat, I just wanted to take a second and fly because this thing is fun to fly. Launch the rocket. We are definitely going to. I don't want to do it with this here unless we land it because I don't know what would happen. Yeah, this is... Helicopter shouldn't be able to do this, just saying. Seems not right. Just saying. 62 wind speed today. Surprised they still have power. There you go. That's pretty insane. Where is that, Shock, if you don't mind me asking? Because there's not a hurricane at the moment, right? As far as I'm aware. Whee! That's right. What's up, Combat? How are you? Red Bull pilots would disagree. Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah, I guess Red Bull pilots would disagree, huh? All right, let's go ahead and land it on the VAB, and then we'll launch the rocket, yeah? See, without the push prop actually doing anything, this is how fast we're flying right now. There we go. Nice and easy. And there we go, we're down. Cool. Oh, you know what? I really need to move that blade back up, don't I, chat? I just realized the blade is going through the helicopter. I forgot to gizmo that whole stack back up after we were messing with placement and everything. Oops. Anyways, let's go ahead and do that then. So that way I don't forget to do that in the future because that's going to bother me. Murdoch from the A-team. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so this should all be attached to this guy. Yeah, we'll do something like that. That's better. Can it even move it higher, actually? Can probably just move this higher. A couple of ticks. Yeah. And then we'll do the same thing for this. A couple of ticks. That seems good. And then this, we can move back down a bit. Yep, there we go. That's better. There we go. Cool. Go ahead and save that. All right, chat. Well, let's see what we got with the rocket that's out on the pad right now. When will you start to try testing reusability? You should make some sort of arm system like hinges to catch the landing rockets. That will be much further down the road. For now, I just want to build a Falcon 9 style of landing where we can land out on the drone ship or land back here at the pad. Much later, once we get that working, because that's going to also be very involved, we will work on booster super heavy catch tower style of landings, if that's even possible. We have to first figure out we have to learn to run before we sprint. Yes, we're running at this point. Right now we're walking with what the DCX can do, and we're about to fly that. This is my subscale demonstrator that we built a long time ago to develop some of the launch vehicle guidance, navigation, and control that we have currently working. And I'll show you what it can do. Meow. It can do some pretty good stuff. It targets the landing pad. It does an automated landing burn. It flies back belly flop style like Starship. It does a lot of those things. But there's a few things missing, such as like actual boost back burn guidance, and then flying Falcon 9 style guidance landing. So it's definitely missing some of that stuff that we gotta fill in over time here. All right, Fractured, have a good night, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. Absolutely. May the force be with you. Yes, and with you. Community Lifeboat Project mod pack a few days ago and realized I got to play KSP again. Now I'm addicted. There's a ton of mods out there. Yeah, indeed. 100%. Yeah, exactly, Tay. Exactly. You could do something like New Glenn's flight path where it leaves just enough fuel for burn after gliding down. That's what I want to do. That's the kind of reusability I actually want to utilize with our style of rocket. It works really well by putting like little winglets on it, similar to New Glenn. That's what I want to do, 100%. That's what I want to do with our vehicle, and then actually build like a carrier boat and actually put it out there and land it. That's what I want to do. That's what we're going to do, 100%. So let me first show y'all where we are, and we probably won't get too involved with this tonight because it is getting late for me. Got some normie stuff to do tomorrow, but this is probably what's gonna be taking over our KSP stuff over the course of the next several weeks at least. Okay, so what this does, just to kind of give you guys a full disclosure, this thing is built after the actual DCX. It's modeled after the real DCX. It's a real McDonnell Douglas 1994 subscale demonstrator that was supposed to be a much larger single stage to orbit vehicle further down the line. Unfortunately, the whole project got canned after this thing exploded. After 8 flights, everything went perfectly. It landed perfectly. One landing leg didn't deploy, and so it tipped over and exploded, and the project was subsequently canceled. Yeah, this thing is designed to go up above the Kerman line, above 70 kilometers. It will pitch over into a belly flop position to increase drag as it comes down through the atmosphere. During that entire time, it will use the body lift to track back to the pad. At that point, once it gets close to the pad, it should transition into vertical flight to basically come in for a landing, and then it will do an automated landing burn. We have gotten it to be pretty consistent within about 100 to 200 meters from the pad center. So normally it will land on this hexagon here, coming back from like way out over here. So it does pretty good. And like I said, this is what we're using to kind of test sequentially, incrementally, getting to like a Falcon 9 style of landing. But without further ado, chat, we'll go ahead and launch it. How about a submarine helicopter? Yeah, why not? Why not a submarine? Yeah, I don't know how that would work in KSP, actually. That'd be interesting. Can you, I guess you can. I guess you can actually use propellers like that in KSP. All right, we're away. Vehicle's on automated guidance. Automated gear up. This is all fully automated. I'm not touching the controls whatsoever. We got a lot of cameras in the area. Oh, there we go. So that's the camera on the bottom of the vehicle. Yeah, exactly, Pander. Indeed. I think it was 8 times. I think it was on the 8th flight test that it tipped over and exploded. Fully automated. That's right. What's up, Mace? How are you? I already do, Borland. I already do. Yeah, that's what this is also used for. Also for astronaut training, kind of like lore, if you will, because they unfortunately actually don't get experience for just going suborbital. But yeah, for space tourism contracts, we've used it. Build battleship Yamato. Yeah, that would be a big landing target. Would use a flying platform higher than normal to save on fuel. Probably doesn't save that much on fuel, but yeah. Yeah, there's definitely something to be said launching on the top of a mountain, so to speak. There's even a concept of launching on top of the berg, the tallest the tallest building in the world. There was a concept of having a small launch complex at the top of it, because it's like 1,100 meters tall. No, it's not 1,100 meters tall, right? How tall is the berg? It's very tall, though. For your resupply missions, do you do an artificial payout for completion as you have in last saves? I'd have to consult my rule book, actually, Matt Chad, if you don't mind doing that for me. It's in the exclamation point log. I don't remember if I actually have anything for that. We could. I just I don't think I have, because I'm basically paying you guys for this capability. What day will you stream again? Been waiting to watch your streams. Rams, probably next stream will be on Monday. Sometimes I stream on Sunday, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to this Sunday because work is getting pretty hectic for me at the moment. But Monday should be the next stream day, starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's all Mountain Time Monday. Did someone build a train around the world, and would that travel fast? I mean, if you had like the ability to do like a bullet train that high or that far, yeah. All right, we're coming up on apoapsis. Get ready for it to kick into a very brief altitude hold, and then it should kick over into its belly flop. So there, altitude hold, there it goes, and kick over. And now it's going to line itself to target the pad. Very nice. And belly flop position, roll, and tracking the pad. There we go. So you'll notice right now it's basically lined up with our landing zone, which is down there. So it's basically aiming straight towards the landing pad, trying to use its body lift to move it back that way. Test splash. Oh yeah, test a drone. Yeah, we're gonna have to really improve our landing GNC before we get to that point. What's the purpose of the altitude hold? It's really not one, to be honest with you. It's leftover code for when we were doing smaller suborbital hops. Doesn't need to be in there. Here, I'll show you that code real quick, since right now it's just belly flopping. So that altitude hold is this right here. And so I say if elapsed time is greater than 1, it basically enters a hold for 1 second, then it kicks into this. I could put that to 0, so it just immediately kicks into this. You know, whatever. I guess it would need to be -1, so it would just immediately enter that. But yeah, it's just left over for when we were doing like 30-kilometer altitude tests and stuff like that. Altitude hold is a cool flex, yeah. All right, we are tracking the pad. So if you guys want to know what the readouts are here, so the readouts here are, we are 8,000 meters from the pad, moving away from the pad at 24 meters per second and opening, and we are commanding a pitch down of 30 degrees to try and keep our velocity up. Oops, I forgot to turn our RCS back on. There we go. What API is this using? KRPC. KRPC. There we go, we're looking good. In terms of the readouts here, it's now going back into its flight mode. We're now at 5,000 meters away from the pad, opening at 170 meters per second. So yeah, we're going towards the pad very, very fast. Once it gets near the pad, it'll start pitching up more and more to try and reduce that velocity. It'll probably overshoot, but if it does, it'll turn around and try and fly back. No, Explorer. No, nothing about this is ITAR. Good luck trying to put this into an actual rocket and have it work. Are you going to code for when you make a Falcon 9, and will you make 2 different landings and war landings? Yes, Rams, 100%, yeah. I already have a Falcon 9 made that we'll probably use for orbital flight tests. There it goes, still tracking the pad. You'll see how it's turning. Tracking the pad. That's our landing zone right there. It's trying to get there. Once we pass 1,500 meters, it'll kick over into landing. There it goes, landing. Wait for landing burn. There's landing burn start. And there we go. And it enters a 6 meters per second constant rate of descent, automated landing leg deploy, and touchdown, engines off. So, out of all that, we made it within 85 meters of our targeted landing zone. So, pretty good, right? We went up to 70 kilometers and we came back within 85 meters of our actual designated landing spot. We gotta get better. If we actually want to do a boat style of landing, we gotta get better, chat. We gotta do better. So that's where we left things off. And now we gotta do some research offline to see what would probably be the best way to do it. It's probably not going to be PIDs. It's probably going to be some sort of like convex optimization or something like that. I think that's what Falcon 9 uses in real life, is like a convex optimization algorithm. It's gonna be interesting, chat. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, that's what we got to work on, yeah? And so the whole point of this, chat, is like for this vehicle, right? We can then go over to our recovery truck, drop this down. We'll drop it down to 90 here. We'll wheel the recovery truck over. We'll get up underneath it. We'll move it back to the pad. We'll refuel and launch it again. That's the whole point of this vehicle. It's a rapid test article. Rapid, yeah, that's probably a good way to summarize it. Oh, wait, where's that docking port? Oh, there it is. Okay. I just didn't see it for a second. So then we should be able to come into here, drop this down a little bit, back it up. Probably I'm also going to want to drop this down a few degrees. There we go. Scoop it up. Thread the needle. There we go. So back it up, and then we should be able to start increasing this. Oh, come on. How is that not? How is that not, game? Come on. There we go. Locked in. Put these down. And wheel it up. Landing gear up. Starship in sub-centimeter? Yeah, exactly. 85 meters, Falcon 9 does it inside of 1 these days. Yeah, and Starship apparently does it within sub-centimeter accuracy. I still don't know if that's, like, true. I don't know how you actually measure sub-centimeter, but that's what they claim, which is pretty awesome. And then there we go, chat. Easy peasy, right? Move it right back to the pad. And then we go gear down. Bring it to 90. Landing gear down. And we launch it again. During the landing burn, is it still adjusting to land on the pad? Yes, during the landing burn until it hits that constant rate of descent, it's always aiming towards the pad. So if you notice that, it might be hard to notice because everything happens really quickly and my camera angle probably wasn't fit for it. When it's flying in without the engines on, it's flying this way. If like the pad's over here, right? It's flying this way towards the pad. As soon as the engines turn on and it gets below, I think it's 80 meters per second, to where the aerodynamic forces aren't very strong, it'll actually then pitch over and try to use the engines to come in towards the pad. And then it hits that gate of, say, like 20 meters or so, where it then tries to do a constant rate of descent, and it'll just land straight down from there. And there we go. And now it's back on the pad, ready to launch again, right? That's the whole concept of this vehicle. You measure sub-centimeter with millimeters, yeah. That's true. That is true. But I mean, I don't know how they get that sub-centimeter scale in the first place. Like, I don't even think military GPS is accurate to the sub-centimeter scale, so I don't, like I said, I don't know how they quantify that. All right, chat. So yes, that's what I want to do. So real quick, we'll go to the Space Center, and I'll show you guys from my other save the Falcon 9 that will actually, you know what, we'll just go out to the other save, and I'll show you guys the Falcon 9 that I want to play, that I want to fly with. Radio triangulation. I don't even know if they use that. Maybe. I don't know what all. I don't know what sort of data fusion they're using. They definitely use GPS. I mean, that's 100%. They definitely use GPS, but I don't know if they use anything else other than like LiDAR for radar? LiDAR. SpaceX uses LiDAR, right? For ground height. The thousands of satellites, you could use Starlink triangulation to measure position. You could. Yeah, you definitely could. If Starlink is set up for that, right? Because it's not just like, oh, let me just send the signal down and then I can do some calculations. No, you actually have to have a specific timing protocol, right? Because everything is based off time and the time dilation and Doppler effect of signal translations. So it's not just like, oh, you know, if you have Starlink connection, you can triangulate yourself. It doesn't quite work like that for precision navigation, but yeah, it's not like they couldn't implement something like that. At what altitude does GPS fail, I wonder? So they've actually done, I believe, tests on using GPS out to the moon. Yeah. It's a totally different game than using it here on Earth, using it like really, really high altitudes, because the Doppler shift is so great and the signal is so very, very weak, right? Because like the signal here on the ground, once we receive it, is like 1 times 10 to the negative 16th watts. Like your received signal in your phone, right, is like 1 times 10 to the negative 16th in terms of like the overall received signal. So out to the moon, you can only imagine like how there's less attenuation because you're in the vacuum of space and you don't have to go through atmosphere and water and things like that that's in the atmosphere. But it's still very, very low out at the moon. So it's a completely different ball game of how to use GPS for like lunar positioning, but it's doable, apparently. I've read a few papers on it. When I used military GPS navigation, it was about 5 meter accuracy. That's what I was thinking. I was actually thinking that like civilian GPS was like 5 to 10 meters accuracy, and like military was like 1 meter, maybe, like 5 to 1 meter. But yeah, that sounds right. It's not sub centimeter, that's for sure. Sub meter, perhaps. I don't know. I definitely thought it's on an X post during the booster landings video from IFT4. It wasn't from IFT5. On IFT4 they were talking, I think somebody from SpaceX said sub centimeter accuracy, but yeah, like I said, I don't know how that's quantified personally, but you know. I would love a real engineering like video off Falcon 9 or Starship, but I think the guy behind it has strong feeling against Musk. I would love a real engineering like video. Oh, I gotcha. Could the booster tell them? But I don't know how the booster would measure that, is what I'm saying. What are they using to get that sub centimeter, right? Sub centimeter is on the millimeter scale. It's like that much. Like what are you measuring yourself against in order for it to tell you that you made it within that much of your dot? Your X marks the spot, right? You're tired? Hey, I understand. It's all good. All right, so let's go out to our other save so we can load up our other vehicles. Optical targeting and RF pings with the buoys. Yeah, if they had multiple buoys, that's certainly a way to do it. I was thinking they only had one, which the video had, but I guess they didn't, huh? Yeah, I guess they could have done that. I don't see why they couldn't do that. I guess seeing only the one camera angle, I guess I was assuming that they only used one buoy for the camera. But yeah, if they were using it for measurements, then yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, Borland, fair enough. They had 4, perhaps 1 cam and 3 rangers. Interesting, okay. Well, they probably had 4 rangers, right? It's nothing to put a camera on something. Cameras are pretty small. All right, so Falcon 9. Yeah, we got, this is our old save here. It looks similar though. I had the same setup. So let's see what our Falcon 9 is. I think you guys will like it, because my Falcon 9 has actual grid fins in the stock game. Each one of them is 70 parts. Yeah. Each one of them is 70 parts. Let's see. Falcon 9 full thrust block 5. I don't remember which version was the most recent block 6. Okay, keep going. Block 7. Okay. With the Craggle capsule and everything, sure. We'll do the cargo variant, I guess. Let's see what do we got. Yep, there you go. See, we got grid fins, chat. A bunch of thermometers and propeller blades. Propeller blades to give us the actual lift effect, and then thermometers for the form. To track animals with radar collars, but that was very, very inaccurate. Wind and ore deposits would mess with the radio signals. Yep. Yes, I mean RF, but if they were out in the middle of the ocean where there's not any other like big objects for the signal to degrade, then it could have been, you know, if the booster was right there, right, it could have been fine. How good the Starship landing was? No, I think all that we heard from that was like they said some word like on the money or something like that. Basically just saying it was really close, yeah. So yeah, each one of these is like 70 parts, chat. But we got stock grid fins. Anyways. You know what the first thing we need to test, chat, is to use KRPC to deploy these landing gear. I think that's the first thing I'm going to probably test here starting Monday. Because if you guys don't know, having any sort of landing gear on your vehicle run by robotic parts, they don't lock. So what I want to use is our code in a very fast while loop to just spam the lock function, so that way they actually hopefully lock. That's what I want. That's what I want to use these for. Anyways, chat. Yeah, let's go ahead and launch this and I'll show you what it do. All right. Yep, that all seems good. Let me check action groups. So toggle locked. So that's all the grid fins. That turns off all engines. We have that. Good. Toggle hinge on that for. I think that's at the bottom, right? Oh, I put these on here just so that we could actually have something to land on. Yes, those, yeah, so those lock, okay. And then the pistons, toggle pistons. Oh, and play, wait, why toggle and then play? Wait, why do I have that? Landing gear overclock. Landing gear lock spam. That's what that one is. Open editor. This was my attempt to do that, chat. So in 1 second, this tries to lock all of the hinges. Okay, well that's cool. I like it. I like where my head was at. Ass Rocket Guy wasn't too dumb. So 0. So toggle piston. Oh, toggle hinge, toggle piston. Okay. And then play sequence. Okay. So 0. So yeah, 0 should do it. And is it just on loop? Loop mode repeat. Okay. So yeah, hopefully it'll do something here, chat. I have no idea. But we'll see. We shall see. Why are those all locked? I don't know why those are locked. Anyways, let's just put it out on the pad and see what happens, yeah? Yeah, I saw that Explorer. I saw it, yeah. I saw that today. It was pretty good. The booster landed within 1 centimeter of where it was needed to be. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Toasters, is how exactly was that measured. Right, because it definitely wasn't GPS. GPS isn't that accurate. They had to be using something else. So if they had like 4 buoys, you know, in a box, and it landed right perfectly in the middle of that box, and those buoys could have some sort of ranging system on them talking to the booster. Yo, gaming coming in with a raid. What are you doing? In9, folks. How are y'all doing? What were you up to today, In9? Hope y'all are doing super good. Welcome to the stream, our little corner of the internet. We're about to launch a stock Falcon 9 here with stock grid fins, and hopefully see what everything is about. How are y'all doing, Raiders? Welcome in. Do I have a Python code for launching this? I don't remember. I do have a Falcon 9 code for this. Okay, it's old. It probably needs to be updated, but let's see. It's definitely old. It definitely needs updating, but I guess we'll fly this and see what's up. It should be going to 0, target inclination, 0. There we go. Go ahead and save that. That all looks fine. And then how much are we saving here? Because we should have a parameter somewhere that tells us that we're going to save a certain amount of fuel. It's the MECO condition multiplier, 4,000. Got it. There we go. Good. 4,000 is hopefully enough, chat. Oh, and do we have a landing system here? That would actually be excellent. I think we have it under test. Do we have it under test? Hover slam, test hover slam. So we do have a hover slam capability here. So I need to take it to be F9, take that, fly that, change that there. That shouldn't matter at all, I don't think. It's going to try to go to this landing zone, I think, question mark. And yeah. Hopefully everything else is fine. I have no idea. It's been a while since we've flown this code, chat, so your guess is as good as mine. But we're going to launch it here with some Python code, and we'll see what happens. I think that's what we're going to do. All right. Public lurk announcement. Yo, Aviating, thank you very much for the lurk and for hanging out. Finish up an F4 Phantom build and realism overhaul. Hell yeah. Good stuff. KSP RP1, I dig it. We had engine ignition, and we have liftoff of the Falcon 9. Looking good. Roll program is good, and vehicle is on its way. Does Starlink have any geolocation abilities? Not that I'm aware of on Yeti. Doesn't mean it doesn't have it, I just don't know about it. Yeah, indeed. Uh-oh. Well, that's not great. Abort system, missing 1 required position. All right, I told you, the code was outdated, chat. We gotta fix our interfaces for some of these functions. Let's go ahead and revert real quick. So it doesn't like the abort check, right? Because we did update the abort check. I remember doing that a long time ago. Abort system, I think it's this one. So we need is abort installed, vessel, mission parameters, con, and then crew vehicle any. So you know what? We can just, I think, do this, right? No, is abort installed false? But can I just do none? I think I can just do none, right? Let me see. Let me open up my other that we just launched because that one was fine. Abort installed. We called it Minerva. Okay, we'll just call it Falcon 9. That's fine. I think it can be none, but we might as well keep it happy, chat, and do Falcon 9. That's no problem. If I can find it. There it is. There we go. That should be better. Let's see if it breaks again. Let's see if it breaks again, chat. I built a little Venus glider in fact, absolutely, yeah. Doing anything like that for Eve, I think would be, or well, for you, Venus would actually be really sick. I want to get to that point as well at some point. Gemini Parasail, there, now we're talking. Now we're talking. All right, we got farther than we did last time, so that's good. Vehicle's automated pitching over. Very nice, chat, very nice. It is doing its thing. So it should leave us with at least 4,000 units of liquid fuel, I think. It should be probably way more than we actually need, but no worries. That'll be 28, so it'll be a full tank of that, and then like a full tank of that. So it'll be like those two bottom ones. There's probably way more fuel than we actually need for a landing attempt, but better to have more than less. Yeah, I'm just pulling an old build out at the moment. A Pseudo Falcon, yeah, this is an old build because I want to use our other vehicle that I was just flying, our DCX, to basically develop code that's going to then get us to be able to land this thing autonomously. So it's I'm kind of showing this off, trying to remember how we flew it and what its capabilities are, so we can then in the future develop the Python that can run this. Rockets are meant to fly. They are meant to fly. Yeah, oh, is that true, Toaster? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Stage 1 nominal thrust. Yeah, vehicles continuing to pitch down range. Thrust and chamber pressure looking nominal and within family across all engines. Vehicle is in the automated throttle bucket and continuing to increase throttle as we pass max Q. Vehicle is now throttled back up to 100% rated power of thrust, continuing to pitch down range. So how far are we from? So we still got a good little while to go. Should have a good staging velocity with this vehicle as well, but we'll see. The lander of rockets, yes. Yes, of course. You are become Elon. 100%. We're gonna try. We're gonna try. 100% we're gonna try. Yep, we're starting small with just like a hop test sort of vehicle. And I want to use that same hop test to then test the guidance, navigation, and control for an orbital class rocket, steering back towards the pad, right? Yeah. Incremental steps, right? Until we get to booster and catch it at a tower, yeah, maybe, yeah, don't know what that's going to require, but eventually. All right, should be coming up on Miko. There we go. There we go. And then we should be able to pitch this over. Should be able to then deploy fairing and then just let that ride. And then in the meantime, we'll switch back over to this thing. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. Should have been a little bit faster on the switch over. That's fine. Then we'll do a boost back burn. Oh my god, chat. We're on the night side. It's going to be hard to see exactly where we're going to end up landing, but that's fine. We'll eye it, I guess. We have plenty of Delta V in this stage for a boost back and landing. I'm not too worried about that.